All right, Hank, you have selected Anton Watson from Gonzaga.
Hell yeah.
Watson. Quick thoughts.
Anton.
What?
He's from Gonzaga.
He's from Gonzaga.
But Anton, when I hear Anton,
You think Gonzaga.
I think
Anton Walker.
Anton Watson is from Idaho.
Nice.
That's close.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have an incredible show for the people. We have Jimmy Tatro, our good friend Jimmy Tatro, and his writing partner Christian Pierce. Awesome interview. Do go watch the new movie Real Bros of Simi Valley coming out July 5th on Roku. We interviewed them in Nashville before the beer games. We're going to recap the beer games during Fyre Fest. We're going to talk some NBA draft. We also did our annual Kentucky Sports Radio takeover. So we have some highlights from that. And we have the Mount Rushmore of hobbies that become personality traits. So a great show to kick off our last time in studio for a week. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Get ready for a night full of big fights and big action. It's UFC 303, and it can be even bigger. Jump in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a fighter to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your fighter, place your first bet. It's that simple. The light heavyweight title is on the line in the main event, but there are so many more amazing matchups happening in Vegas. And speaking of amazing, if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. For new customers, get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Get the big fight feel only on DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Pitino. AWL. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Get that big fight feel only on DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Today is Friday, June 28th, and we are back in studio, back alive, barely, and we're ready to have a great show.
Technically alive.
Technically alive.
Our brains might be dead, but our body, our heart's still beating. And it's still beating because we had such an electric first round of the NBA draft.
Oh, my God.
It was thrilling for everybody, I think. I actually had second round grades on everybody selected in this draft. The entire first round and the second round included.
Yeah, I mean, the most notable things that have happened so far in the draft, we're actually recording this right before we think Bronny's going to get drafted by the Lakers. Apparently, Rich Paul's been calling everyone saying that if he doesn't get drafted by the Lakers or the Suns, he's going to Australia.
Get ready to put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, get ready to learn Australian, buddy. But so we're waiting for that. Oh, Cam Spencer just got not drafted. Drafted. Cam Spencer just got drafted by
the
wait,
Celtics?
I thought. Oh yeah, Cam Spencer can't come
Celtics
back.
are up.
Celtics are up. The draft. The biggest note I had was Alex Sarr, the second pick,
Beast.
your Washington Wizards,
Baby Wimby.
does look like Caitlin Clark.
That's fine.
Did you see that viral tweet?
I did see it.
And it's hard. It's like the Troy Aikman, Jay-Z.
She's a winner.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of.
never won the big one.
I mean, I would be ecstatic if the Wizards lost like 3 NBA championships in a row.
Yeah.
That would give me so much fun stuff to root for.
True. Hank,
So I'm into that.
what if the Celtics did the funniest thing ever and drafted Bronny?
I would love it. It'd be amazing.
All right, well, we'll find out in a second. Yeah, this was the least notable NBA draft. I'm hoping this draft we go back to it and we're like, it was so loaded, everyone got it wrong.
That's
what I'm rooting for.
There's some people in the second round that are going to be great. I got 2 things I'm a little bit pissed off about. Permission to go there?
Yeah,
Do your fucking trades like a normal league.
correct.
Do your trades normally. Don't
Announce them normally.
announce them normally.
Yeah, they do them normally. They don't announce them normally.
Announce them normally.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? Via. No, just put a different logo on there. I'm dumb. I can't understand. I see the first team, and then I'm like, oh, their logo's everywhere. That must be who this player is getting picked by. Do it normally.
And then he announced it way after.
Yeah, just tell me what happened. We know what happens.
Yeah.
Every other league has this figured out. Why does the NBA? What is it that's different about basketball?
I don't know.
That makes them do it all
Very
fucked up.
bizarre. Very bizarre.
I hate it. Figure it out. Number 2, the other team should draft Bronny, take, and hold them hostage for LeBron James to come rescue him. I think we talked about that like 3 weeks ago when we did our big draft preview, huge draft preview. But now everyone's giving credit to Bill Simmons for it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, it happens.
It happens. It happens in the podcasting game. Yeah, Bronny, this has been the whole broadcast, by the way, is just Bronny. That's why they went 2 days. They did not need to go 2 days. I don't know why. Here's another one. NBA, I like it. I love basketball. I love the NBA. You're not the NFL. You don't get 2 days, okay? Like the first round was already a bunch of French guys and people that we didn't watch play basketball last year. And now you're going to make us do 2 days of this?
That's another thing. Too many French.
Way too many French.
Too many. This is
Kind of the takeover is happening.
Dr. Naismith is rolling over in his peach basket.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
The Bulls drafted Matas Buzelis, and I did actually see him up close and personal because he worked out at Barstool Chicago, and I had a first 1-1 grade on him.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
That's tremendous value then.
Yep, I saw him. He made some shots. No one was guarding him.
How's he
I was
going to pair with
that guy is awesome.
How's he going to pair with Josh Giddey?
Fine.
Good.
Get along.
He's French?
No, he's from
Highland Park?
Hinsdale. And
Is
His
Highland Park
parents-
just like the biggest town in Chicago?
No, it's just
I feel like
that's
everyone's-
where we just played that's where we play golf.
I think a lot of people are from Highland Park.
Matas, what were you gonna say?
I was going to call out Hank for laying down on the couch.
I'm
but
trying to
he's
watch.
He's trying to watch.
That's
He's
why
trying to
I-
watch. He's trying to
Well,
watch.
that's why I turned it off, and you were like, but you asked what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
Hank, you got Baylor Shireman. He's another guy you can mistake for Kristaps Porzingis.
He's a lefty. I love what I saw from Baylor.
Oh, I
Excited to
love
have him
lefties.
on.
Lefties are the best.
Yeah.
I
Shoot the rock.
I based my entire draft profile on what was that guy's name from Duke? Line.
Christian Leitner.
No.
Drafted
Jared
by the
McCain.
Pistons.
Grant Hill.
No.
Drafted by the Pistons.
Not Singler.
This hurts. This hurts our NBA street cred. What the fuck was his name? He was a lefty. I think he's still in the NBA. He was a lefty, and he
Josh
dribbled
McRoberts.
behind his back, lefty. And
Kennard.
Oh,
Yeah, Luke Kennard. There he is. Who's he play for now? Clippers?
sounds like he'd be Duck.
Luke Kennard. Where does he play for? Memphis. No. Memphis.
All right, Hank,
On
you
the
have selected
Grizzlies.
Anton Watson from Gonzaga.
Hell
Anton
yeah.
Watson. Quick thoughts.
Anton.
What?
He's from Gonzaga.
He's from Gonzaga.
But Anton, when I hear Anton,
You think Gonzaga.
I think
Anton Walker.
Anton Watson is from Idaho.
Nice.
That's like the France of the United States. Probably about the same size. They both love potatoes.
Oh, this is a fun fact about Anton Watson. He went to Gonzaga Prep School in Spokane, Washington, and then went to Gonzaga.
That is fun.
That's pretty cool. He's only played for Gonzaga. Yeah, this draft is pretty unremarkable. Yeah, Max, how we feel about your fingernail bros?
Hold on, Meme just said that. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news. JJ Redick looks weird in the Lakers hat. I'll say that right now. Breaking news.
Memes?
What's the breaking
My
news?
brain is so. I almost said the Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Lakers are selecting Bronny James with the number 55 pick in the 2024 NBA Draft. Sources say LeBron and Bronny James to become the first ever father-son duo to be in the NBA at the same time.
Of all the shocking things I've seen in my life, this has got to be number one. Wait, isn't he?
Nepotism strikes again.
Isn't he going to go to Australia? He said if any team drafted him.
He's going to Australia. Shams keeps getting his account locked. All right.
I'm looking forward to Bronny on the Lakers. This is going to be good for the storylines.
How did he fall this way? How did he fall that far? That's crazy.
Are they going to live together?
Like I said, oh no, we actually said it in the Jimmy Tatro interview,
Yeah.
so I can't say it again. I'd be ripping off my own line. All right, congrats to the Lakers.
Congrats to Bronny.
Congrats to Bronny. Well deserved. I'm
If-
going to say that. I'm going to be really nice, humble.
You know what stinks though for Bronny? Going on your first road trips with an NBA team, you're a baller. Maybe you got a contract, a few dollars in your pocket, and then your dad is hanging out with you.
Yeah. But your dad, I mean, he'll show him. It'll be cool. They'll have fun together. So doesn't JJ look weird in the Lakers hat?
He looks weird in a hat.
Yeah. We need to get Will Compton's thoughts on that.
It sounds like you're being a hater.
Do you hate JJ? All right, so Bronny to the Lakers, official. No one could have seen that coming. Max, fingernails.
Fingernails. I've painted my fingernails today.
For this 5 seconds.
For this 5 seconds.
Oh,
I
no.
regretted this.
Yeah, why?
Immediately after I did it, I regretted it. But
Who talked you into it?
It
Oh,
was
look
just
at the
a night.
Lakers. They're shaking hands.
got
Like,
'em.
we got them.
Got our man.
How'd we do this? Wow. Incredible work. So Max, yeah, the fingernails, or is that it?
No, I like Jerry McCann. I think he's good. I was fired up about him last night, and then I texted.
He's good.
He is good. He's very good. And then I texted Paige, and I was like, "Can you bring the fingernail?" And I did the fingernails thing this morning, and then the more time has passed, the less I care about it. And now I just have white painted fingernails.
And it's going to be like that for a while now.
Yeah.
No, I mean I can take them off.
Yeah.
But I had last night I was like, I'm gonna recreate I'm gonna recreate his TikToks, and I'm like, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. You should recreate one.
Maybe I'll recreate one.
Yeah.
2 days into college.
But he's the best shooter in the draft. He's the best shooter since Steph Curry.
He's better than Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd led the league in 3-point percentage.
I'll read you this stat. There have been 2 freshmen in NCAA history with a .611 plus true shooting percentage, 210 3-point attempts, and 150 plus rebounds, and that's Jared McCain and Steph Curry.
Okay, but Reed Shepherd.
Shout out David Murphy.
But Reed Shepherd shot better from 3.
I don't think you understood my stat that I just said.
Yeah, because I don't think you understand my stat that I just said.
You can choose your stats. I'll choose my stats.
Okay. You know what? I'm excited to see LeBron and Bronny.
No, it's going to be good.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be good for talking about basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to get annoying because it's going to be a lot of people talk about basketball, but I'm excited to watch them play together. It's cool. Father-son, that's fucking cool.
If one of them throws an alley-oop to the other, that's going to be a good moment.
This is going to be crazy. But yeah, this is cool. I think it's kind of weird for Bronny, but it's cool.
I think it's a little bit weird for both of them.
Yeah. Oh, not for LeBron. He's LeBron. I don't think anything's weird for him anymore.
It's a little bit weird. And we'll get to that with Jimmy Tatro.
Yeah. Okay. The only other story I had from this draft, well, Zach Edey to the Grizzlies. I was worried the Bulls were going to take him. I wish him luck. Congrats to Zach Edey for real, being a top 10 pick, because I think that was a lot of people were ripping him. I always ripped him for different reasons, not that he couldn't play basketball, but a lot of people were like, oh, get ready to learn like Slovenian, buddy. Top 10 pick.
Pretty good.
Made a lot of money.
We'll see
That's
how he
good.
gets officiated in the NBA.
Yeah, that's fine. Any other notable draft? I mean, Dalton Knecht fell all the way to 17, which was a little shocking. And I don't have any other big things except Kyle Filipowski story is very weird.
It's beyond weird.
Also weird that we didn't find out about this till today.
Yeah, that we didn't know about his old girlfriend who is potentially recruiting him to be a Mormon, and he doesn't talk to his family.
Yeah, he's got a 28-year-old girlfriend who has been dating him since he was a senior in high school.
It is funny that he got drafted by Utah.
Yeah.
This is all part of the plan.
But I think he fell in the draft because of this.
To Utah.
Yeah,
Maybe
to Utah.
Maybe
but
Utah told everyone.
I think he fell in the draft because I think he was going to be a first rounder, and he had apparently weird answers in his interviews, and didn't know that.
It's very interesting.
Didn't know that.
It might have been the exact same thing as Bronny. It's like if you draft him, he will instead just move to Utah.
Yeah,
So don't draft him.
yeah. All right. Any other big pictures? Any other team? You know what? I'm gonna say it. Everyone fill the need.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Everyone got a nice developmental project that we would not be surprised looking back 5 years from now and saying, that's a good role player.
I'm really rooting for this draft to be awesome because it would be great to just shine it on everyone's face like no one knows ball. That would be great. Yeah, but I think they even had it on the ESPN broadcasts after Zachary Risacher, the first pick overall. I think someone said like he's a great 3-and-D guy, role player type.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear with the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, that's never a great sign. Okay. Anything else before we kick it to ourselves? Again, quick reminder about our schedule coming up. Monday, we have Dungeons & Dragons. Wednesday, we'll have an update of all NBA free agency, so it'll be a fresh show, but it'll be also Dingers Only and Gunnar Henderson. So that is our schedule. No show Friday, and then we come back strong with Joe Burrow on the Monday after July 4th. Anything else?
I think that's good.
Okay.
NFL Sunday Ticket lawsuit. The NFL has to pay $4.7 billion.
But Mike Florio said it's just going to stay in appeals forever?
Probably. But what does that mean? $4.7 billion, does that mean we all get like $200?
Sure.
Okay.
Debate thoughts before it happens.
Oh,
America loses.
No, here's my problem with the debate tonight. This should have been my Fyre Fest, actually. I don't know who to vote for. I'm undecided. I think they're both great candidates. And I think they both made a lot of outstanding points tonight and did a great job. And I think this is going to be a very hard decision because they're both. I'm an undecided voter, and it's making my life very tough.
I wish you didn't ask this question. America loses.
All right.
We have a country of 360 million people, and all we can find is 2 guys that are fucking 80 years old.
And
America loses.
2 80-year-old guys with cokehead sons.
Yeah. Good debate thoughts.
That's actually the best part about them.
Yeah. Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. Mount Rushmore, and then we have Jimmy Tatro, Christian Pierce, and Best of KSR and Fyre Fest of the Week. Okay, before we get to our Mount Rushmore, we're brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. We all know 2024 has been wild so far, so let's talk about something important. If you get injured by a person, place, or thing, you deserve to get paid. Life can be crazy sometimes, and one person's negligence can result in another settlement. If you're in an accident, not calling a lawyer means you could be leaving money on the table. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can see right now on our board, hurt or injured, we're all on there because we are hurt right now. Been a long week. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers with over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. Shooting par is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Dunking is hard.
Very.
Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/PMT or #law #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Okay. Mount Rushmore time.
This is a good one.
This is a great one. Shout out the guy who left the comment. I don't know his name, but you know who it is. Shout out our listeners.
Shout out you.
Shout out you.
That's right, you.
This is the Mount Rushmore of hobbies that become a person's personality. Great, great topic. Also, thank you everyone who enjoyed our drunk episode. We won't be doing that for a very long time again.
Chadwell Walker,
thank you for the submission for this Mount Rushmore. The drunk episode, while fun, I think you can't do it often because I think it's hard to listen to drunk people. And also, we all woke up with massive anxiety.
Massive anxiety. And I think we're all still dehydrated from it.
Oh, yeah.
Hank's still wearing the shades right now.
Shout out Body Armor.
Yep, Body Armor's helped for sure. It was a fun episode. It was good to hang with the boys.
Yeah, JJ Redick. What are your thoughts on JJ Redick?
What are your thoughts on the Mikal Bridges trade, Max?
JJ Redick.
I woke up with a ton of... I like drunk DM'd Mikal, no response. That was a tough wake up and realize I was like, why did I do that? Like, that was so weird of me. Yeah, no, I don't love the Mikal trade, obviously, but that was tough.
It's like the best friends in the whole world that were also your best friends are now, playing for the team you don't like.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
And they're having a great time.
And Jay Wright's going to coach them.
Yep.
But why do I hate JJ Redick?
What?
No, Max doesn't like JJ.
That's what
Will
said.
said.
Big enemies. Okay, so this is gonna be a good one.
Memes, can you grab
Hopefully
my
this
Lucy?
one will get a little bit contentious because the last one I feel like it was just like good pick, very supportive.
Where is it?
It's in the X.
Well, it's because it was things you say to your drunk friends. We were all drunk, so we're like, "Yep, true."
Yeah, we do say
True,
that.
yeah.
We do Mount Rushmores. All right, so the draft order this time, I'm gonna start it. Then it's Big Cat, then it's Hank, then it's Max. And then we circle back.
Then Max.
Okay.
Max is grabbing my Lucy's. Where's Memes? I don't know what's off. Something's off with Max and Memes today.
Yeah.
They feel like a little off.
Are they at each other's throats?
I don't know what's going on. They're just a little off. Maybe it's because their boss is massively hungover and not
Shit
really
rolls downhill.
bossing.
They did great work yesterday. No, I supervised the hell out of them.
You
They
did
killed
nothing. We'll get to that with Fyre Fest. Negative. A negative. A negative. Okay. So, PFT, you have first pick.
Yep.
Mount Rushmore of hobbies that become a person's personality.
1-1 CrossFit.
Oh.
CrossFit, it consumes your life. You have to start recruiting other people to go to CrossFit. You put stickers all over your cars, stickers on your laptops. CrossFit.
Okay.
And as a CrossFitter,
What?
as a CrossFitter,
I was
agree?
once a CrossFitter. I was able to stay out of it becomes my entire personality, but there are definitely a group of people who do CrossFit and they only become friends with other CrossFitters and they talk about doing CrossFit.
They talk
It's kind
about
of faded. The fad of like it was the peak was probably about what, maybe 10 years ago.
there's a lot of gyms that are CrossFit adjacent now that open up.
Yeah.
But the CrossFitter I'm talking about is the
Yeah,
one
no,
that uses
for sure.
all the lingo, the one that they speak in CrossFit language.
Yeah.
And they ask each other constantly, how'd you do on the workout of the day? And then they end up getting massively injured
Yeah.
doing CrossFit. And then they become a former CrossFitter and they try to rehab so they can get back into CrossFit
And they
and get injured again.
They vacation in there's a competition in San Diego. Let's go do some CrossFit.
You remember when they tried to put the CrossFit games on TV? They might still be on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, this is the sport of the future. People watch. You know who the original CrossFitter was? Jesus.
Yeah. I had that on my list. It wasn't my 1-1 though. I have a very clear 1-1.
That was my 1-1,
Okay.
obviously.
My 1-1, or I guess 1-2. Swifties.
fuck.
Had that on my list.
I mean, they're the number one.
Yeah.
Right now, they're the number one.
yeah.
That is their hobby that becomes their entire personality. Swifties, if you see a Swiftie online, that's all they want to talk about is Swifties. And they talk about, Travis and all that stuff.
That was gonna be my pick. I thought I was gonna slip.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
Swifties. I was thinking about it late last night, and I was like, I was going through the ones that will probably get picked. And I was like, Swifties are just, they're all over.
they have an entire world that they've constructed.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cinematic universe around Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was my 1 and 2 also.
yeah, yeah. Tough. Okay. Hank, with the sunglasses on.
I think I might have just made a last minute switch. I don't know if this is smart, but I'm gonna go with it. New parents.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
New parents for
Like
sure.
mommy bloggers.
They have a kid, and then their entire feed is just everything about the kid.
Is that a hobby?
everything
But is
about-
having a child a
Is
hobby?
that a hobby? Sure, I'll take it. But is it a hobby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something you do for I guess I mean
I think the making of the child is something you do for fun.
Yeah. No,
would be a significant other have counted as well? Like that's
I think that's a different category, being like a wife guy.
Yeah. But that's okay. We
A
can
wife
count it.
enthusiast, yeah.
It's a hobby.
okay.
Loving your children.
Is a hobby.
And it's
You
so
choose opt in
hilarious.
or opt out.
It's so funny how your entire life becomes around, raising your kid.
But that's a different thing than like your whole personality online becomes
Yeah, new parent.
yeah.
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 Are you looking at me right now?
No.
Hank, take the sunglasses off. I can't tell what you're looking at.
Are you looking at me?
I just have had some
Have some-
There are
I've
a
had some
sect of AWLs who hate that I give like one anecdote a week about my kids. There's also a lot of people who like it because they're
No, but like I'm talking more about your like people's social channels. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
that is not you, but it is a lot of people.
yeah. No, it becomes kids become a lot of everything that happens in your life. That's a fact. I just didn't know if you were looking at me.
I wasn't.
Has it become my whole personality?
No.
Okay.
Just leave the sunglasses off, Hank. It's disrespectful.
I've had some bad eyes.
There are some of these that are hurtful to personalities. Go ahead.
Sports gambling.
Yep, that was the
Yep.
one. I was going to pick that one.
That was.
That one you could
Yep.
accuse me of.
Yep.
But I've been doing that for a very long time, but it's become more. I actually had it on my list is not sports gambling. I had parlay guy.
Yeah,
Because, like,
Yeah.
it's the, I have 7 more legs in my parlay.
Jerry.
Yeah.
And it's also the thing, like, if you like don't know a couple guys
Yep.
at a outing,
Yep.
it's like, you got anything today?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's a good pick. I had it, and it hurts me because I know that I'm guilty of that for sure.
Yes.
Also of being a Swiftie.
Yep. Next one, I'm gonna go car guys.
Car guys, yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
50 wishes.
I will never know enough about cars to make it my entire personality.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to be like. I don't know.
No, I
too
respect
many.
it. And
Yeah.
you know what? A lot of these,
But it is their personality.
and a lot of these, it's not necessarily disrespect to put them on this
Right.
list because guess what? As you get older, your hobbies do become a big part of your personality.
Yeah, you just don't. This is a list, though, of people who, like, it becomes their entire personality.
Right.
All of these things can be part of your personality and it be normal, but if it just is the only thing you talk about, you become that person. You're a Swiftie. You're a CrossFitter. Like,
Yeah.
that's, if people think of that as number one, that's where you get into, issues.
So dealing with a lot of car guys recently, it's made me realize how little I actually know about cars because the first thing that they ask me is like, okay, so what's your level of automotive experience? And I tell them nothing. And then they say, okay, well, take this part and then do this. I'm like, I don't know what either of those two parts. So I have to make them dumb it down to like 3 levels
Yes.
of magnitude lower. I was
Yes.
like, are you talking about the black thing that makes noise?
Yes.
Okay, that thing. Okay, there are 2 of those. Which one of those is that you're talking about?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good picks. We got some hot picks. Hank?
I'll take it before someone else does golf.
Oh,
good pick.
Okay. I didn't even have it on there.
You know
'cause that's
anybody
just
like that? I had
it's
it.
a fun
I
little
had it.
sport.
Yeah,
No, I
I
had
had
it
it.
on it there too. I had it.
I was debating between car and golf, but
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Usually they're not even that good.
We're
It's
just bearing our souls right now.
it's all they talk about. It's all
I
they
knew this
think
was going to
about.
happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is. I don't care that it's. I don't think it's become my whole personality, but it is.
Oh, it has.
It's become a
100%.
large.
100%.
It consumes my brain. I enjoy golf. It's a hobby that I like to play. I enjoy, gambling and golfing and having fun with my friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely on that category.
Yeah. Okay.
You were wearing a shirt that was made out of golf balls yesterday.
Yeah, shout out Roback. It's a sick shirt.
It is.
Yeah, it is a 6 shirt. Okay. I'll go with another new age one. Crypto people.
Yeah.
Crypto
good pick.
people, it's when you see NFT, Bitcoin, that's literally all they want to talk about.
Have fun being poor, big cat.
They just want to tell you about every crypto that's ever been created, and you're like, do you live in the real world still, or is you just crypto?
Are you telling yourself for not being at Bank Zero?
I do not have banks. I do have a little Bitcoin. I don't know how to get it. But yeah, crypto has become a big time personality trait.
Yeah, your eyes are definitely not illuminated right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go my second pick. I actually had this first round talent, weed.
Mm-hmm.
Just being a weed guy. Just big time stoner. I think we all know some real pothead friends that becomes everything they talk about. Was it like that more back in the day?
Yeah, I don't think that's.
before it was
I
legal?
think people, it's more casual now.
Yeah, because it's so everywhere and it's legalized that I don't think it's become as much.
It's not as cool to be, or it's like before when it was illegal.
It was
and
more
more
like the
frowned
weed guy,
upon.
yeah, was
Then
doing
you
so-
had to kind of stand your ground and be like, I'm a weed guy. I don't care what the rules are.
That also
now it's
might
like
be,
everyone just kind of accepts that people casually smoke weed.
it might also be because we're a little bit older, but I'm sure that once people start getting into weed, like at a young age, there's still that sweet spot of being like 15 to 27, where that is your entire life. It's just thinking about weed, bringing over different types of weed. Be like, hey man, smell this weed. Yep, smells like weed. No, but you don't understand. It's got crystals on it. All right, for my next one, I'm gonna go with supporting a political party.
Yeah.
Politics across the board. That just becomes all that you think about, and it consumes every moment of your being. And it's all you talk about. You don't want to be friends with anybody that has different political opinions from you. You kind of put half the United States into a box of people that you either think is a pedophile or someone that's not to be trusted around. Actually, yeah, both pedophiles. No matter what party you're on, you're like, they're pedophiles. So, yeah, politics, number 3.
Okay. Well, I had something similar. I don't know if it could count, but I had just Trump good or bad.
That's kind of
I think
that's
that's too
Same
similar.
thing. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Because that is like the people who are obsessed with Trump, good. Like,
But those are political.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, there's also it goes even further.
More
deeper.
non-political
Yeah.
people join the Trump good, but
But it's deeper with the just like they don't even think political parties anymore. They literally just think, what is Donald Trump doing, and then decide their life on that. All right, I'll go with Disney adults. They're the weirdest people in the world.
Now, do they only become like activated when they're in Disney World?
I don't know, but if you've met a Disney adult, it usually is a sign. There's a lot of people out there that get married at Disney World, get proposed at Disney World.
Yeah.
They dress up as Disney characters. And I actually think in like this whole entire list, some of these people, their hobbies become their personality traits just because they throw themselves into it. I think Disney adults, their hobby becomes their personality traits because the rest of the world no longer accepts them.
So they find each other.
They have to find
it.
each other, and that's what they become.
Yeah, there is a phenomenon, though, of people that you think are just normal, everyday dudes and girls that walk amongst us, able to blend in, but the second they set foot inside the Disney theme park, they just change.
Yeah.
Their entire body, their mood changes.
Yeah.
And they just want to stay there for the rest of their lives.
Max, you had that? You had that on your list?
I didn't, but you're doing it very good. I'm just not confident in my list right now.
Okay. All right, get the confidence up. You got 2 picks coming up. You got 2 big picks coming up. There's a lot of like I have I think great picks that are going to be left on the cutting room floor.
yeah, same. I think I'm going to shift, which I did round 1, which probably not have been smart, but just sports fandom.
Yeah. That's a good one.
The people that,
Yeah.
and we deal with them all the time, especially me, where like there's people who make, the Patriots or their Celtics their entire personality, and then if you don't know every player on the roster and don't watch every single game,
Right.
you're a casual, and it's like that's all they want to talk about. And if you talk shit about one of their teams on the show, the people that have made that team their personality will come at you and be like, how dare you talk shit about this team? Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Agreed.
Okay. My next one is runners, marathon runners.
Yep, I had it. Good one. Great one.
The guy with the stickers on the back of their car?
And just also it could
Screenshots
be,
of maps.
Even people like who start training for a marathon, they just tell you that they're training for a marathon nonstop.
Yeah, they spend all their free time on message boards looking up other marathoners and trying to prove that they cheated.
Yeah.
The last one is I'm struggling to word it.
I like the cars that have the 0.0 sticker on the back. That always plays.
Yeah.
Get it?
The last one I will do. I get like fashion, like people who are super into fashion. I don't know. I don't feel.
You're not
good
selling
about
me on it, Matt. You could have sold me with more
It's just
enthusiasm.
What would an example of this be, Max?
Like I'm talking more of like the fashion influencers on TikTok that like they do the outfit of the day and the next new. I was going between that or sneakerheads, but fashion I thought it was maybe more of like a whatever. Fuck it. I lost this Mount Rushmore. It's fine.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Damn.
I think Max.
Sometimes you just don't feel like you had a good Rushmore.
I think you got complacent after your last one. You got a big win.
No, I just
Look at that chick
My
was
mind
huge.
was going elsewhere.
You should as
My
well with
mind was
horny
going-
guys.
Yeah.
What?
Horny guys.
Yeah. Look at that chick.
Fashionista, I guess is the right word.
You're making it worse.
So bad.
Whatever.
Fashion.
It is what.
Fashion guys.
Not guy. It doesn't have to be guys.
Fashion girls.
Yeah. Just
Fashion.
yes. That is like a hobby. I mean,
But that's
Hank
like
said having a kid.
you have a like having that be a hobby that becomes your personality trait. So your personality trait is you just dress really well.
No, but it's like going to like spending your Saturday waiting in line for like the new like separate drop to happen. That
Okay.
Having a kid's not a hobby. What is it?
It's what?
How is that a hobby?
I think it's pretty much the building blocks of life on Earth.
Yeah.
Hobby. It's definitely not a hobby.
But like, what would it qualify under?
Just living, just life. Yeah, it's just
It's
life.
literally, if you don't have kids, there is no more life.
It's literally life.
A hobby is considered to be a regular activity that is done for enjoyment, typically during one's leisure time.
I think Philip Rivers qualifies as a hobby at this point. He's
Not a bad
bored. You want to
draft.
have another one?
But the having the kid is the
It's an activity.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with this one. This is similar to my third pick. Basically, all my friends have split in between golf and fishing.
Oh,
But-
fishing.
People that are super into fishing, that's all they talk about, all they do. They wake up 4 a.m. Ugh.
I had that on my list
Look
too,
how
but I
big this
think
fish
that's,
is.
I feel like
Yeah. Okay.
And then you take your picture for
Sass.
all
We're talking about
social,
Sass.
all social media profiles.
No, literally, my friend group is split between, and it's like we like joke about it because it's like half my friends are obsessed with fishing and they don't give a fuck about golf, and the other half love to play golf, don't care about fishing.
I think because you don't have time to do the other.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, my last pick. I'm actually surprised it left. I thought it would go before fashion, but it didn't. IPA guy / brewing his own beer.
Yeah, beer guy.
Beer guy who's just snobby about all his beer, and he's gonna brew his own beer, and you haven't tried this, and come on, man.
Don't try to
all
give
right.
that guy a Coors Light.
It's okay. It's okay. You can just drink the beer. We don't have to talk about the beer. Just drink the beer. The cans and everything. I mean, there are some cool cans out there. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
Waiting in line for breweries.
Yeah.
When breweries do drops and camping out.
Yeah.
yeah. You go to a big festival and you're not even allowed to spend money at them, so you got to go to a table and buy like raffle tickets,
Right.
and then you give the people with the beers the raffle tickets.
And then if you go over to their house, they're like, "You got to try my beer." It's like,
I mean,
I don't
Brooklyn.
have to.
Brooklyn was right.
big time.
Was
big time. Yeah.
That was everywhere.
Yeah. You go to a bar and you're just like, "Can I get a Coors Light?" And they're like, "No, we don't have that. We have every other type of beer, microbrew."
It used to be a big attraction too when you're moving to a new town. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of microbreweries.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Now that's every city. Now
Yeah.
every city has them.
Facts.
And I like beer,
I do too.
and I like all kinds of beer.
Yeah.
But I've never like gone and gone to breweries and remembered
No.
the beer that you liked anyway. It's like even if I found a beer I liked, I'm like, all right, moving on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last pick.
Okay, my last pick. Hobby that turns into a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Vegan.
Mm.
Being a vegan.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just become your it has to
A
rub
shot
off,
at Arian.
and it becomes other people's personalities too.
Yes.
They have to adopt it around you.
Yes.
Or else you're not there.
And they got to tell you about it because every time you go out or anything,
Yeah.
like, well, I'm a vegan.
Like, yeah,
don't eat
Aaron
that.
was rare vegan / atheist combo.
Yeah. Never been done before.
Yeah. Great party guy. No, he's no longer a vegan. He saw the light. And if you are vegan by choice, that's fine. But just know
You'll
that
probably live longer than us.
yeah, definitely.
I won't eat the
you'll laugh at
bugs.
us one day.
You'll try to eat you try to get us to eat the bugs. I won't eat the
Oh,
bugs.
those aren't vegans though. The
Oh,
bugs,
yeah, true.
Bugs aren't vegan.
True. Vegan adjacent. All right. What do we miss? I did have dog dad or mom on
Yep.
because that's a big one. When it's like, oh, I got a dog, and like,
Do you want me to switch mine with that?
no. Dog dad or mom, especially, I gotta say, listen, I have a dog. I love dogs. When a person wishes themselves Happy Mother's or Father's Day on when you have just a dog, that's the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
What about
That's a fucking actually no, I take that back.
Big cat fur babies.
Fur babies. The craziest thing was actually our guy Tony P in DC. He had a post saying
Said this to Max yesterday.
what Father's Day means to me as a person who would
An
one
aspiring
day
father.
Aspiring father. I like that, claiming it beforehand.
that one was a little too much.
I do love when dog people say, like, raising a dog, I know what it's like to be a father. I know what it's like to be a mother because, raising a dog is its own challenge. I just love how much that irritates real parents. So that's fun.
No, that's a funny thing.
That's a
We
funny
did that
thing
to
to-
Pete. Yeah.
that's
I did that to you with for a while too.
Well, but you actually don't. I still don't think you understand what kids are because you put it under hobby.
no, so
Like
I was
you,
all right, no,
you weren't, when
no,
PFP
no, no.
does it, it's a joke. You're doing it, and you don't actually.
No, I used to do it to you as a joke and get you very mad. But
But again, I don't think you're joking because you put down being a parent as a hobby.
I said it. I said it right before I switched it the last second. I was gonna just do like significant other, like when a guy gets a new girlfriend or a girl gets a new boyfriend and they just start posting about them 24/7.
That's also not a hobby.
It's not a hobby. Yeah,
It kind of is
It's
though.
just thinking about things that take over people's lives.
Yeah.
which not always a hobby.
How is that a That's like
It is funny though, as a small glimpse into the mind of Hank, who has like no worries or cares, to think like the most important thing that you'll ever do on this planet has totally become your entire personality. Isn't that weird?
No, all right. So yeah, that was a bad pick. Whatever.
No, I think
significant
plays
other
though.
is more. That's more hobby-ish.
Memes said just rattled off a bunch of good ones right after my last pick back here.
Oh no.
Hank, now what I think would play is people that have kids that think that they're the first people to ever have kids.
Correct.
And so I was actually in a fantasy football league like 10 years ago with multiple people who independently changed their fantasy team name to so-and-so's dad.
Yeah,
And that's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's definitely. I know what you're saying. They just become like everything is just the kids, and they don't have a life outside of the kids.
And same with significant other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I probably lost it with that. I had conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's actually a really because then once you go over the deep end, you can't come back.
The iceberg, baby, sucks you down.
And
What
just
about
your job?
your job? Yep.
Is that a hobby? That's explains.
I
a lot
guess,
for Hank.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a hobby for
That
Hank.
is. Now everything's making
Yeah,
sense.
I get it now, Hank.
Everything's making sense.
I had a swinger on there.
Yeah.
That's a
Sex
hobby.
guy.
Sex guy becomes your whole life.
What about grilling meats guy?
Yeah.
The guy, if you get the big green egg, but you also have a flat top, and you also have charcoal, and you also have the wood chip, and you're like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I'm slow cooking a brisket for 48 hours.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 16 hours sitting in the room right next to my patio.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I
I the hobbies kind of passed me.
But we never know how it's going to look on the graphic.
I had guy that like sobriety,
It's a hobby, yeah.
but like that becomes people's. Yeah, no, that was I might have.
sobriety's
Yeah,
not,
not a hobby.
No, you spend all your time going to meetings.
I mean, you're still gonna beat me in this.
But like self help or like meditation, like
I would say
yoga.
Like some minor mental illness becomes someone's hobby. Like minor. I'm not saying like actual, like someone who has to tell you like, well, I have OCD, but they don't actually have OCD.
Oh, being an empath.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I have OCD. It's like, no, you actually don't because it's not. You can they'll just self-diagnosed mental illness becomes someone's hobby.
We missed
Allergies.
We missed a big one. Yeah, allergies is a good one.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Missed a big one. Collecting trading cards.
Yeah,
Being a card/collectible guy.
Autograph guy.
It falls into the same like.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's
If you quit your job and start a brand new company,
many better ones.
all around
Yeah.
collectibles and loving collectibles.
we call it clit.
Yeah, call it clit. That's a major red flag.
Yeah. What were memes ones that he rattled off? Memes. Get on the mic.
Yeah.
I said video games.
Yes. Good one.
What else did I say?
What about just memes?
Memes is a good one.
Memes.
Oh, I think actually there is and this is all of us in a little bit, but it is also our job. But the two online guy, where it's like the way they speak and the way they converse is just really deep online things that people wouldn't know.
You can tell that they're in some weird message boards.
Right.
Trevor Bauer, kind of like that in person.
Yeah.
He is the
Like
internet.
you can't speak to us like a regular human being.
Yeah.
Like memes.
Memes also said Barstool listeners.
No.
That's what Memes said.
Well, I mean, I got a job doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You are that. Okay. What else, memes? You had another one? That was two. Max said you rattled off a bunch of really great
could I have said gym, like going to the gym after CrossFit, or no?
Yeah. I think that also plays.
Yeah, like
Because there's
steroids,
different
guys.
there's a different gym person than the CrossFit person.
Yeah, yoga definitely qualifies in that.
Yeah.
Doing
Like Rosillo's not a CrossFit guy, but he's definitely a gym guy.
yeah. Like, what are the other new ones? Pilates. That's not really that new, but Pilates can become your life.
Aloe.
Yeah, aloe.
Yeah.
They would never let us in there.
I think we could go for like a day.
But they would sound alarm being like Uggo Day.
It's the exact opposite of Planet Fitness.
Yeah, they'd be like, we're doing a Make-A-Wish. We're gonna let a few Uggo podcasters in. Everyone, please, if you feel uncomfortable in the workplace today, you can work from home. We're gonna have the Uggos stop by.
Hobbies that become your entire personality. Losing championships in sports could be one.
What about just
Also, winning championships in sports could be another one.
Yep.
becoming a fan of a band?
Yeah, bands.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that will happen.
Well, it's Swifties.
Swifties.
But yeah. But yes.
But right, there's other like Zach Bryan, Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for
Metallica.
sure. If it becomes your whole
Yeah.
existence, yeah, absolutely.
I had skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, that's true.
I should have said that over fashion. That was the two I was going between. I should have said that.
Cooking, different than grilling, but cooking is definitely on there.
Cooking and also becoming a foodie.
Yeah. Foodie for
It's like
sure.
I'm different from a lot of people. I enjoy food.
Yes.
Foodie.
Oh,
is
you haven't
good.
tried that
Foodie-
restaurant?
Foodie is.
I
my
really,
God.
I really like food.
Foodie's a
I
great
suck.
one.
I'm pissed about this. I'm
Man.
Yeah, that's a
Max.
big miss.
Max.
You had fashionista though. That was
You
good.
fucked up,
Fashionista.
Max.
What about just like
dancing.
Okay.
no.
Go on.
No, like TikTok, like with the TikTok nowadays, like people dance and that becomes their entire personality.
I feel like TikTok could be an answer too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Star Wars is good.
I
Harry
thought
Potter?
Star Wars after you said
Disney?
but I thought it was too close. So I
Yeah,
didn't.
it is a little adjacent.
Yeah.
What about-
Williams also said podcasting, but he doesn't want to. He's too scared to say it.
I don't. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Ain't no hobby.
Yeah. It's not a hobby for us.
For us.
What about knowing quotes from The Office?
Yeah. Brandon Walker does that. That's
Quoting The Office
Yeah.
and act. Well, that could go across the board for just comedy movies.
Yeah.
If you're really into saying quotes from them, a lot of times people will think, "Oh, you're funny."
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just you know when to put those quotes in.
Yep. That's a really good one. What else? Anything else? I mean, that is a good topic.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's a bunch on there that would be like, oh, hand up.
Would you say that?
Like the gym.
So Taylor
Hand
Swift,
up. I do that too much.
liking Taylor Swift is a good pick. Would you also consider not liking Taylor Swift to be a hobby that turns into your personality?
I think that's a little more rare.
Yeah.
I don't know many. I think there's people who don't like Taylor Swift, but I don't think they make it their entire personality.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like that's a little harder to do because then you just don't like anything. Making a hobby your personality has to be liking more than not liking.
Well, just being a hater in general could
Yeah.
be your whole personality.
That's true.
Yeah.
Being a negative person.
Hating things. Yeah.
Yeah. Being the negative guy. Okay. We good? That was a good Mount Rushmore.
Some could say
minus-
voice of reason.
What?
Some could say voice of reason.
About you?
About the negative guy. The hypothetical negative guy.
Oh, we weren't talking about you there,
We're
Hank.
talking about you.
Where was I?
Yeah.
I'm just devil's advocate for that hypothetical person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just being negative on every turn.
I'm not.
Just being a realist.
See, right now you're being negative. You're disagreeing with me.
Agreed.
I said that you're the most negative guy we've got, and you just said I'm not.
You didn't say that.
Okay, well, you're the most negative guy we've got.
Agree to disagree.
See, he's being negative right now.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions.
Yeah, I hate these cliches.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying not to be
You're
negative.
being disingenuous.
I disagree to agree.
Okay, let's get to some awesome interviews that we have. We have Jimmy Tatro and his writing partner, Christian Pierce, that we taped before Beer Olympics. And then we have the best of Kentucky Sports Radio. We hosted. We do it every year. We host for an entire day. This one was probably our best one yet. We got some great callers. We have an interview with Rick Pitino. We have an interview with Jack Gohlke. So if you missed us on radio, we have the best of that. It's all brought to you by our friends at NASCAR. NASCAR is coming to Chicago this summer, 2 days full of racing and nonstop entertainment. 4th of July weekend, NASCAR racing through downtown Chicago in the iconic Grant Park. Entertainment-filled weekend with your favorite artists, including Keith Urban, the Chainsmokers, the Black Keys, and Lauren Elena. The 2024 Chicago Street Race will be the most talked about event of the summer. I will be there. NASCAR is back in Chicago for the 4th of July weekend. Purchase Barstool's $99 special ticket offer for general admission on Sunday. Go check it out. I'll be there. We'll be mixing it up. Hank, will you be there?
I'll be there. I can't
All right.
wait.
I'm very excited. So go check it out now. We're also brought to you by our friends at Coors Light, the drink of the summer. The perfect summer playlist may be elusive, but one thing is for sure, it gets better when it's enjoyed with cold Coors Light, because music plus Coors Light equals chill amplified. Coors Light is the only choice when you're ready to choose chill. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. We love Coors Light. It's the best. What's the song you're going to listen to this weekend with some Coors Light, Hank? Pink Skies?
Pink Skies,
Pink
Billy
Skies rocks.
Strings, Away
Yes.
from the Mire.
Shabuzi.
Put it on the playlist. Amplify your chill this summer with Coors Light. Choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Go to CoorsLight.com/summer music to see how Coors Light can amplify your summer. And be sure to keep an eye out on Coors Light social handles all summer long for more exciting announcements. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Okay, here they are. Jimmy Tatro and Christian Pierce. Okay, we now welcome on two very special guests. It is our good friend Jimmy Tatro and now our good friend Christian Pierce, the guys who created the very funny Real Bros of Simi Valley, which now is a movie.
Yes, sir.
It is a movie.
July
yes.
4th?
July 5th.
July 5th.
July 5th.
Close.
But-
on Roku.
But you might be able to watch it July 4th.
If you happen to log on early on the 4th,
Okay.
you
This-
might
This
be able to
summer's
see it.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
I'm so excited for this movie. Real Bros, if you haven't watched it, it is. Can we watch all of it in one place? That actually was my first question.
yes.
Fuck, we actually
Have
meant to
hit
show you the
bingo?
trailer when we came in.
Okay.
I don't know. Should we still show them?
Oh, we could.
Like,
show
eat
you
up
the
too much
trailer.
time? It's only 2 minutes
Are we
long.
in it?
The trailer.
Because you said we were going to get a cameo, and I can't remember if we filmed it.
Oh, that was the day the Wi-Fi was down. We meant to add y'all.
It would be great if you just put a clip of us in it.
I sent you that fax.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got.
Did you guys get that? Yeah.
I did. On that fax, I think you said like we can just use a clip from this interview at the very end of the movie.
Right.
It
And
did
the
say that.
post-credits.
To end it.
So
Yeah.
congratulations on making a movie and having us in your movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Congrats on being.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats,
well,
dude.
yeah, thank you,
IMDb
thank you,
going
guys.
up. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Honestly, the film
job.
needed
Yes.
it. I don't know
Great
what I don't know what we would have done without you guys. in
Yeah.
that
You know
film.
what we should do at the end of this interview? You guys both should be like, yeah, and that's our idea for a movie. And then we put it at the end of the movie.
Wow.
Right?
The whole movie's a dream
Chris
sequence.
Nolan
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
then you wake up.
shit.
I like
It's
that.
warping everything.
Trying to get us nominated for an award out
That's
here.
what we're thinking.
Yeah, and then we're like,
then
nah,
you
we'll
guys
never
go,
work.
Fuck no. You guys go absolutely not, and then that's the end.
So I'm pumped for this. This is going to be awesome because it's so funny. So first of all, can we watch Real Bros in one place? Because you guys have hit the big. We
Can
talked
now.
about this last time.
Yes, we were trying to go to every single platform.
It was Is this the first time on Roku?
Yes.
It's the first time on
Fuck
Roku.
yes. So we're hitting the bingo card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're checking as many platforms as possible. But
Right.
right now, the whole show is on YouTube.
Fuck yes. Okay.
So that's something I was pretty pumped about.
Yeah.
that We got negotiated with the movies. We got all the episodes back, so they're now all on YouTube.
Perfect. So everyone catch up before you watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other thing that's so great about this show and now a movie, and I'm wondering what you guys, Christian, I'll ask you this. Like,
Yeah.
is it weird having a show that it's been difficult at times to watch because it's been on different platforms. We'll just say that. But I would say it's one of the most viral gift shows out there that I think there's a whole group of people that don't even maybe know what show they're gifting, but the gifts are so fucking funny.
Yeah.
That like there's an untapped audience, and if we can connect their brains and be like, no, that's actually Real Bros, and they have a movie out, it's like you have to watch it because they're using the
Right.
gifts constantly.
Yeah, it's especially with like TikTok coming up, like 2020 to like now. There was a moment where we weren't really using TikTok that much, but we saw the Real Bros meme-ification
Right.
really going wild on there, and it had surpassed like the
Super
views on
successful.
TikTok had surpassed the views anywhere else. We're like, what the fuck? We're not even on here. Do people even know
what
where
is
this
this
coming
account
from?
with 140,000 followers? Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pumping out Real Bros.
And how do we
clips.
make
Yeah.
money off of it?
Yeah, we
gotta make money on it.
No, there's like a whole underground scene of TikTok accounts that they do it with podcasts too.
Mm-hmm.
Where they'll just take clips from podcasts and be like, "Hey, check out this clip,"
Yep.
and then they're getting all the money from it,
Right.
which I always look at as being a good thing overall because they're promoting. Like when I see an old part of my take clip surface on there, I'm like, well, they're just doing like a free advertisement for part of my take, so I'm cool
Yeah.
with that. But at the same time, I can see why people that like put time and creative energy into like writing a show might be like, hey, kind of fucked up that you're just putting my shit out there.
I think if it's not taking up space that you're already trying to fill, like we didn't have a presence on TikTok at the time that it took off on TikTok. If we had accounts that we were putting time and money into, and those accounts still exist, I'd be fucking pissed. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You're taking it away from us. Because we didn't, I was like, I think ultimately it's going to come back to us full circle once we find a way to reclaim the audience.
It was like someone was just doing it for us, kind of, because we didn't have the TikTok. But I used to get really upset about that, like when
Yeah.
people would like steal clips.
You're like
Right.
Lars Ulrich.
'Cause I was like,
from
this is
Metallica.
piracy. We need laws out here in the Wild West of digital media.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Because there was this video that we posted that was supposed to air on like a show for the first time, and someone recorded it on the show before I could even upload it to YouTube, and posted it on YouTube, like a recording of a screen on TV.
Like old school,
and
like
it got like
bootlegger.
15 million views, like on Facebook, and I hadn't even posted it yet.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucked, and it was that video of the little kid running for a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
You know, Grant to Wish Kids touchdown,
Yes.
and then he's running, and then a guy comes out of nowhere and smashes him.
Yeah.
And they probably acted like it was a real clip.
Yeah, well, everyone thought that was what was funny about that one. Everyone thought that one was real.
Yeah.
So what's his name? Oh man, Michael Irving, I think. He tweeted one time like, "This is so fucked up." I was like, "Dude, that's
the best price you could ask for. Yeah.
I would imagine Xander Schauffele winning the PGA Championship was huge for you guys.
big.
That
I mean, it's
gift
big
was
for
huge.
Xanders.
Yeah, Xander's
Big day
like
for Xans.
Xander's.
Yeah.
It's the summer of Xander's.
I saw on the clip of you asking him if he had seen Real Bros of Simi Valley, and he was like, "No, but sometimes people yell Zahn at me."
That's kind of cool.
I'm like, "That's pretty great."
Yeah. Is on the show, is Xander's name Xander or is it Alexander?
Xander.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, I think, Xander on the birth certificate.
Okay, yeah.
But we have decided that Hawk's middle name is Tua.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big
Hawk,
development. It's been two of this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawk Tua Sanders.
That's
Wait.
crazy you guys were in front of that.
How old is Hawk? In the movie?
So Hawk is well, I think this is what day is this coming out?
This is coming out on Friday.
This Friday?
This Friday.
I feel like we can say.
We can say like he's older.
He's older. Well,
Hawk
he's-
is older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Hawk
your
has,
son. Yeah.
Hawk
might
has
be-
People
surpassed
don't
that
know.
age.
Yeah, Jimmy's character has a son.
Yeah.
And they've aged him so rapidly. He was a baby, and then all of a sudden he was like 9, and now he's older than you.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
he's twice the age of his parents.
Yeah, he's in his 50s, mid 50s.
Yeah, maybe older.
I love
even.
that.
And yeah, because I remember, I think I told you last time I was on here,
Yeah.
you were like, how old's Hawk gonna be? I'm like, he definitely needs to be older than Xander.
Right.
So yeah, at the beginning, in the middle of the movie, he's
Yeah.
definitely like in his 50s, 60s, and then
love
just keep watching. Just keep watching.
What was that like for the old guy that's playing your son? Like,
Oh man, well, the guy who's playing his son in this one is actually a legend.
Oh.
So it was pretty nice.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't say too much, but the name Hawk is a pretty big giveaway.
So you guys got Kevin Spacey?
Yeah,
That's right, dude.
Holy
pretty
shit.
good.
That's right.
I just think he needs a chance.
We're all about redemption, you know.
Imagine if that was his
What did he
comeback.
really do?
If you
you
guys
know?
had him as his
Oh my
comeback.
God.
He called me actually and was like, Jim, it was like one of those weird, creepy videos.
Yeah, he was
and he was in
doing
front of his fireplace and he's like, let me play Hawk.
He was doing the House of Cards
the
accent.
Underwood.
I
yeah.
can do this, yeah.
Remember when he did that Christmas video where he
Oh,
was like
yeah, that was
Frank
creepy.
Underwood? And we're like, why is Frank Underwood like lecturing us on Christmas?
Yeah.
Like, you
We
need
didn't
people
get it.
like me.
That didn't get enough attention for how weird it was.
Yeah,
I think we all
agreed.
tried to look away.
Yeah,
Let's
everyone was
pretend
kinda
this
like,
didn't
"That's
happen.
weird."
Yeah.
And then he did one in Italy one year where he was like on a bench or something. It was
didn't
like
see
Kevin
that one.
Spacey checking in.
Yeah.
I'm still like on the run.
I'm still fucking weird.
Yeah.
So what if I'm a pedophile? Y'all need people like me. So it's funny because you've actually worked with Kevin Spacey since you were like 12, 13 years old, and you were like his protege, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Really full circle there.
I pretty much credit him with a lot.
yeah.
Not career wise, just like how I am.
Yeah, just as a man.
General vibes.
Yeah,
How you
turned
carry
into a
yourself.
man.
I carry myself how I operate in the world.
So it is Tony Hawk playing your son. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm not going to say any names, but the name Hawk is, it's definitely it's involved in the name of the man.
Yeah.
I forget where I read this. It was maybe 6-8 months ago, but I read that you used to make skateboarding videos when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Like a real young kid, right?
Yeah.
Was that your first like foray into online videos?
Absolutely, yeah. Not online because it wasn't online yet, but it was like little. I was like the videographer of my little skate group in Venice, and I was the guy with the video camera. But there was no editing, so it was just like I'd have a boombox,
Start, stop.
and I would go, hit play, and then hit stop, and just try to keep it. So there would be a soundtrack that kind of went through that was like Linkin Park, like.
A live soundtrack. Yeah.
And sometimes, like if someone missed, I'd rewind both and try to. So it was like the soundtrack was just like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait, so you guys were in a frat together in Arizona. That's how you first met?
Yeah.
And Christian, are you a diehard Clippers fan too?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm
So
diehard.
just Jimmy.
Just
but
Jim.
you
Jim.
can bond over
Jimmy.
this Lakers hate today.
Oh yeah, but I also hate the Lakers.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm a Bulls
so do we.
fan.
What do you think
Yeah.
about JJ?
Honestly, I think it's probably a good move for him for the organization.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We
He
feel-
seems.
Yeah, he kind of turned his back on podcasting.
It's kind of a shitty move. He said he's going to stop doing podcasts on his coach. Like, podcasting is not a stepping stone job.
No.
You know, like, he used us, I feel like.
And we had a
Probably.
moment where, like,
He is that type
We
dude.
said representation matters. Where like JJ Redick went from podcasting to NBA coach, so could we. But then he just turns his back on the family. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
What are you guys gonna do about that?
I don't know. We always
Probably fight
say
him.
like podcasting, it's the brotherhood.
Yeah. Right.
And for a guy like that to turn his back on the brotherhood, it just hurts a lot more than anything. I guess next time I won't be so nice to former players that then become podcasters.
I
because
think.
I've been burned.
Yeah, NBA coaching is like gladiator rules too. If you do fight him and you do beat him, you're the new Lakers head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
That's a good point.
If you want that life.
I never thought about how this was affecting the podcasting community.
It's
That's
a
all
major
we thought
issue.
about.
Wow.
We're not narcissists,
Right.
but that's exactly what it is.
Man.
It's a story about podcasting.
You'll actually love this. We did a to promote season 3. We like went on the news, the daily news, and this guy showed up in a Clippers uniform.
No, I texted him the night before. I
was like,
texted
"Are
him the
you
night
serious?"
before. I'm like, what are you wearing tomorrow? And he's like, I think I'm wearing my Lakers jersey. I'm like, all right, cool. Pull up in a Clippers jersey. Went out, got a Clippers jersey. Pull up in a Clippers jersey.
I was like, this is some serious hater stuff right now.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
If you're on
good.
the LA News, you got to show out.
Yeah, I like that.
That it's a Clippers town.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
That's everyone knows that.
You
they
know
got
that,
the new.
though. You're always saying that.
Yeah. They got
Kawhi.
the new stadium. Ballmer. It's a Clippers town.
Paul George, basically there for life.
Yep.
Yeah. Kawhi.
You're set up.
You see the name of the Clippers show, the billboards, they say the other LA team. I'm like, you guys have a show and it says the other LA
Yeah,
team.
that's sad. That's very sad.
Wait,
gotta lean
so
in.
so you guys met in your fraternity at Arizona. When did you start doing like creative things together? Was it? I would imagine there was just hanging out and being frat bros.
We
together
started
for a while.
second half of freshman year, but we took it seriously sophomore year.
When we started blackmailing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we got our rise.
Yeah.
blackmailing.
Yeah, I was like, you're involved or I'm fucking telling them. And
And I was like, I don't have a choice. Yeah,
like,
hands are tied
"Alright."
here. Yeah.
fuck.
Can't let
Look,
that
that's-
shit come out.
That's actually how part of my take started. Big Cat made me do cocaine.
That
And then
actually is true.
it
You
is
guys
true.
were joking. This is true.
I
I stuffed
also-
cocaine up his nose.
It was also the worst blackmail ever because I really wanted to do the cocaine. And I was psyched that my new friend was offering me cocaine. He was like, if you don't do this podcast, I'm telling you. I was like, I don't give a shit. But yeah, let's do the podcast. Good idea.
Shoved it up his nose and I turned to Hank and I was like, we got him. Wait, so that's awesome because what year was this? What was the
This
one
was
like?
2010.
So this is early like internet too.
Yeah.
Not early
now
internet.
it is.
Not
yeah.
early internet,
Yeah.
but early enough.
Early
where-
internet, like YouTube.
Yeah, that's
early
still
yeah,
like
yeah.
the heyday of Funny or Die.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like-
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Exactly,
early
yeah.
internet in the fact that like today everyone in college has
Right, right.
a TikTok and is
Facts.
trying to be a
Yeah.
content creator. You guys were doing it before it became something that like everyone is doing.
There's
Yeah,
no
back
one
when
else at
people
our
would
school.
say, what do you mean you're dropping out of school to be a YouTuber?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
Wait, did you drop out of school too?
I didn't. I finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
So
you
you're way
kind of always
smarter.
have that over them.
Right. I
I
bring it
love
up
that.
all the time.
Yeah.
I love that. That
fucking
Arizona
drop
street
out,
gets you
motherfucker.
far.
You should get paid more on
Right,
the
he has
shows
his
because
diploma in
you
his
qualify
back
for a
pocket.
higher raise.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
He carries his
He
diploma
starts
everywhere.
acting up. I just roll it out.
So when you guys started,
It's so annoying.
Communications from Arizona.
Yeah.
No different than Harvard.
when you're doing shit for YouTube at that time, are you using phones to record things or are you using a camera?
Started on a flip cam.
Yeah, I had a little flip cam that was like,
I remember
at the
those.
time, it was like, for how small this is great quality.
Yeah.
And that was that was the first few videos were on that.
Then we got a camera.
But you know what's funny about the flip cam? I always think about this. You know how Apple bought flip cam?
Did they?
I
They
didn't know
bought
that.
flip cam
Did nothing.
and just ended it.
That's crazy.
They're like, we don't
Shit.
want any competition, so
That's
they
badass.
bought the company
Yeah, that is
and then
kinda
just
hard.
ended the company.
I kind of love that.
Such
It
a
was
cool
the
way to do
crazy
business.
baller move.
Yeah, just
Like-
buy your competition and just end them.
Some
just-
guy spends his entire life perfecting this design for a great product, and he's so proud of it. And then finally, like a big payday comes along, he sells it. He's like, "Okay, your product's dead now."
Yeah.
that's business, baby.
But I mean, look
Yeah.
at look
that's
at
good shit.
what could they have done to Apple? Nothing. Anyway.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They were just kind of
Nothing.
annoying.
Yeah.
They're an
Yeah.
annoying little competitor, nipping
Yeah.
at the heels. Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys have been writing together then for almost 15 years. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So how has it like evolved your writing styles and just working together, because it's like working together for 15 years. That's kind of rare. Like that's not there are not a lot of writing partners that can do something like that for that long and kind of stay on the same wavelength. You've seen it a million times where guys will do something that's a hit and then kind of splinter off and do their own thing. Yeah. But you guys are still doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Like, has it evolved? Do you guys feel like you've ever had a moment where you're like, oh, we're maybe not on the same wavelength, or has it been kind of seamless that you've always been a perfect writing partners?
No, we've definitely had our ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I think like working through the, the ups and downs is what eventually like makes it like a, I don't know, more secure, stable situation.
Right.
To like, we've had our moments where we were not on the same page about things and took some talking out. But I feel like that's just naturally going to happen with any long-term partnership.
Right.
And either like you kind of split and go your separate ways, or you just kind of keep working through it constantly.
Well, I imagine like being writing partners that's a very vulnerable thing to do, because you're basically saying like, my ideas, I hope this person thinks it's funny, and like back and forth, and you have to throw out ideas and they're not all going to work.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever really gotten to like hurt about shooting each other's ideas down when we don't like them, though, which is kind of cool. Because other people get like super personally like affected. We're like, I think there's something better. That might be it. They might fuck up their day. We're just like, okay, next idea.
Yeah. Are there moments where like one of the two of you is way more passionate about a certain project or a certain element that you're working on than the other? And then like, how does that work out? Do you just have to say, well, I'm going to trust them if they're more passionate, let's go along? Or is it like, okay, you take the lead, do whatever you want to do on this since you care about it more?
Yeah. I mean, I try to, if he's fired up about an idea and I just like don't see it, I just trust that I'm just like not seeing it right now. I'm like, he is so fired up about this, like I'm gonna just trust him and go along with this. Because if it's not a good idea, we will realize it along the way. There's no point in me like really hitting the brakes on this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How was writing the movie? How was there? You guys, it's obviously been something that you guys have been working on for a very long time, and it's again so funny. But like actually having to put it together, a story that might be the finale. I don't know if you guys have another, but whatever. It's a little bit different, I would assume, writing a movie than a TV show, because you have to kind of tie it all together, right?
Yeah, it's a lot less time too. I think it's like with the season 3, we had like 220 minutes total, something like that.
Yeah, like 250 or I think it might be like 270.
Like minutes total in the season. With the movie, you have half of that, not less than half.
Right.
Yeah. So it's you have to condense a lot of storylines. You got to kill a lot of your babies. You got to just really keep it tight.
Nice.
Abortion is huge.
Yeah. Huge about that. We had to drop that real quick.
It is like a lot of the little random moments in the show, where you just like spend a minute and a half on something that's like completely pointless to the final story. You can't really do that with a movie.
Yeah. Right.
But because that is a lot of the show, it's like you want to preserve some of those moments. So there's a lot more editing in the writing process and like condensing.
I feel like that would be the worst part for me.
Yeah.
Stuff that you've worked so hard on that you thought was so funny, and a lot of times it probably is very funny material, and then having to just cut it for the sake of brevity and like losing out on all that effort that you put into it.
Yeah.
That must be tough.
That was definitely the hardest thing about the movie. Just because it was less time and it did start as a show, so it was a lot of like, how do we make this a movie? That was definitely the hardest thing about making the movie.
Yeah.
And because we shot it in 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days?
Yeah.
Bro, it was a hustle.
What?
It was a hustle.
Like on day one, were you organized, ready to go, or right off
Yeah,
the top?
but-
So I feel like most times when you plan out all this stuff perfectly, you sit down, you spend the first like 4 hours bullshitting anyways. And you're like, oh shit, that's 4 hours out of our 10 days that we have budgeted gone.
No, there was no bullshitting when we were
There's
shooting.
no time for bullshit. Like you show up, you have a schedule. It's like
ready
we
to
need to
go.
shoot. We need to shoot this, and this today. We have this. We have to be done by this time.
Okay, so it's good that you didn't have
There's a whole regimented schedule,
would've
but then
bullshitted.
you show up and they're like, "Oh, it's raining on Thursday," so that got fucked.
Yeah.
And that actor's schedule was only lined up for Thursday, so now we need to figure out when they're available. And then it ended up like the schedule. We ended up shooting like 4 days 1 week, 1 day another week, and then like 3, 2. It was
You
like
have to map
weird,
everything around the budget and like how much time you have and how much money you have. And then also like, even though we were dialed the fuck in on day one, we still had like actors we needed to cast. We had roles, but we had to keep moving. We couldn't stop the
Around
train.
my number, Jimmy.
You said what? Oh.
We were around.
But
Yeah.
we said you got the facts.
Yeah,
You didn't have
We
anybody.
could have been there.
Like we
Yeah.
were desperate for 2 actors.
Yeah.
We needed a short guy and a big guy. And
Yeah. We need to
Couldn't
figure
find
out
anyone.
podcasting is the future, so we got to figure out 2 podcasts.
That's fine.
The problem was, look, I wasn't gonna ask you guys to fly across the country
would've
Yeah.
to say what would have been literally a line.
Perfect. We could have nailed that.
You know?
Yeah.
You guys are busy guys.
I mean, we would never travel anywhere to burn a day just like hanging out and drinking beer with a fellow.
Do you guys have any enemies? Because we tried, but up top they were like, no, we can't.
Yeah, we do
guys
actually
on.
have a lot of enemies.
Okay,
That
in
makes
big
sense.
Hollywood maybe?
That
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Hollywood is not. They don't really understand us or like us. Dave and I went and pitched Hollywood the Barstool Rundown in 2014, and we went into like probably about 10 different rooms, like Comedy Central, HBO, Showtime. Walked out of every single meeting like, we fucking crushed that. Not even a single callback.
Damn.
Yeah. So then we realized that's probably not our cup of tea.
Yeah, we tried, but the studio was like, not those 2 fucking
Yeah,
guys.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm not
We've been
hot enough.
blacklisted.
I'm not hot enough to sexually harass, so they see me and they're like, I have no use for this guy.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot, man. Yeah.
It's a bummer.
I mean, I'm so pumped for this movie though. How long did it take you guys to write it?
it took us longer to write it than it did to shoot it.
Well, I
mean,
hope so.
Yeah.
You shot it in 10 days.
we
Imagine you're like,
shot
yeah, we
it-
wrote it in a day and a half.
Yeah, we wrote it in a day and a half. We did the Tyler Perry business model. No, we wrote it over the course of like 5 months, but it was like on and off. Like halfway through, I like went to Atlanta. We were doing it over Zoom. I think if we were sitting down every single day together for like 8 hours, I think we could have done it
Oh,
in under half that time.
for sure. 2 months for sure. But
Also, if you didn't move out, right? Because you
Yeah.
moved out. He moved out, right?
you moved out?
Didn't you guys live together for a long time?
Oh, we did.
that was a while ago.
Yeah, but then he moved out, right?
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right, so he shouldn't have done that.
You're just bringing up old wounds for me. I wasn't
Yeah.
ready for this. Yeah.
Wait, did you live together when the bees attacked you?
No, that was
Okay.
that was 2 houses later.
Okay, 2
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
Those bees were gnarly.
I think we've asked you about the bees every episode that you've been on. Like, how are the bees doing? You're like, I haven't seen those bees in years. Stop talking
Oh,
about
yeah, I haven't thought about the bees in a minute, actually.
Yeah.
You're a huge bee guy.
I'm a big bee guy. I saw that movie The Beekeeper with Jason Statham.
Yeah,
Is that
I
a
haven't
real movie?
seen it yet, but I saw the billboard and I was like,
that's me.
called my agent. I was like, what the fuck? I don't ask for a lot.
Yeah.
But you're telling me they did The Beekeeper and I didn't even audition?
Yeah. I mean, are you interested in doing like action roles where you just kick everyone's ass?
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That seems like it'd be a very, very fun genre movie to film.
So Marvel drops the Bee Man.
Oh.
You want it to be you? The Beeman?
If it wasn't, I'd be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian, you're getting an insight into our interview style
Yeah.
and how stupid we are that we're like, hey, Jimmy, how about those bees?
This is a serious question. Yeah.
Well, that reminds me, speaking of big Hollywood business meetings.
Right.
What's going on with Boner Dogs?
So we're working on it. It's
Yeah.
in pre-production.
Boner
right now.
Dogs?
Yeah, we have a movie. You actually, we'd love to have you as a writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I'm attached.
Can I have the
Yeah.
pitch?
loosely attached.
Loosely attached.
Do you want to hear the pitch?
Yeah, can I hear it?
Okay, so it's like Hansel and Gretel combined with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's a cartoon, and one of the dogs has a boner the whole time,
Oh, shit.
and that's pretty much it's in
That's how
pre-production.
they
A
get
red
lost
rocket.
in like the Arctic, and they're like, "How are we ever gonna find our way back?"
And it's just his-
and this guy's like, "Dude, my boner's been dragging this whole time."
So his nose isn't red, it's just his dick.
No, it's the
his
dick.
His
The
dick's
dick is
dragging
red,
on
and then all the
ground.
other dogs make fun of him because they don't have boners.
Right.
And they're like, "Ew, what's that gross lipstick thing?"
Right, right,
And
right.
then it's like
Is
a
he
source-
insecure about it?
Yes, he is at
Yes,
first,
very.
but then it becomes a tool for power at the end.
Wow.
And he realizes, oh, I'm not so weird after all. I can use my differences to
You're
actually
gonna own your flaws.
make a difference.
Yeah.
That's the kind of message I feel like kids today
Right.
I think
really
it-
would resonate with.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Stay hard, kids.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
We-
Just tuck them up into
Oh yeah,
your
here it is.
waistband.
It's right
Oh,
here.
yeah,
This
boner-
is the
that's the boner dog,
This is
right? Isn't he
right
cute?
there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
little
there
boner?
it is.
So obviously,
That's
when I
our
heard
pitch.
this pitch,
We just bring PFT's laptop and we're like, "See,
Yeah.
I've been attached, I think, for what 6 years now.
Are you
Yeah, it's been a
playing?
long
You're
time.
playing the dog?
No,
No, we've already promised.
Who do you guys got attached?
I think he's the voice of the boner.
Oh,
yeah, they
nice.
asked
I
if
thought
I'd
Adam
be-
Sandler was the voice of the boner."
No, I thought Will
Was
Ferrell
Will
was.
Ferrell was the voice of the boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Ferrell voiced the
one
But
of
boner.
those
obviously,
projects.
they told me this pitch, 2018, and I said, "This is a home run. I'm in."
Yeah.
Actually, I think I started off as loosely attached.
Yeah.
But then I saw the names that you guys had involved, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is going to be a huge project."
Well, so
Yeah.
we pitched probably 12 different comedians when they come on the show. If like David Spade, a bunch of people that would sit down with us would be like, okay, here's a pitch for Boner Dogs. And then finally we interviewed Adam Sandler. And it was him and Kevin Garnett at the same time. And so everyone was expecting us to pitch Adam Sandler because we've been talking about this Adam Sandler movie with Boner Dogs for years. So instead we just pitched
KG?
Kevin Garnett.
That's fire.
And then Adam kept trying to jump in and be like, not right now, Adam. We're talking business. And then he was like, I'm in. Adam Sandler told us he was in. A little behind the scenes, we apparently had like an actual deal in the works with Happy Madison to make this into a series on Netflix. And then all of a sudden I just stopped hearing about updates from
Well, not all of a sudden. We interviewed Rob Schneider. It didn't go well.
That might have had something to do with it.
Oh, really?
Well, I thought it went well. I thought it went.
Was this recently?
What happened with
Was
Rob
this
Schneider?
guys part of his recent tear?
So we
It was like right at the beginning of it.
He's going on a tear.
Yeah, he's out there.
we interviewed him, and like he didn't laugh at one part of the interview. It wasn't even like a big problem with the interview. It was just like a minor thing that didn't get that
It was
great reaction.
It was a stupid joke. One of our guys wrote a blog that is clearly tongue in cheek. That was like every time Rob Schneider releases a big movie, an oil spill happens. But if you look at it, like if you actually want to look at it, like there's an oil spill all the time.
Yeah, you can connect the dots.
Yeah, right. So that was the joke, and yeah, it didn't land.
If he didn't laugh, that means he's hiding something.
Yeah,
that actually
that's
does
true.
happen. He's like, how'd they
They know.
find out?
They know.
Fuckers.
yeah.
They know about the oil.
If you're taking flack, it means you're over to the right target. So
100%.
he didn't react to it at all. And then afterwards,
this is crazy.
like-
This is a real story.
like maybe 4 people online, maybe 4, it could be less than that, responded to the tweet that we put out promoting the episode, and they said like Rob Schneider sucks. Maybe 4 people said that. Then we heard behind the scenes through our PR people that he wants us to delete the entire interview and take it down and act like it never happened.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, no, we're not going to do that. Like some people liked the interview; it wasn't bad. We didn't walk away from the interview being like, this guy hates us. We didn't like
we
that.
never even thought it was. Yeah, we doing it. We didn't think that anything was wrong.
And so he like threatened litigation
No
over
way.
us. And eventually we were just like, we're not going to take it down. We'll delete that one tweet if there's people responding to it that are making you angry.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm
And
thinking.
so then Boner Dogs died.
I know I'm not writing on this film yet, but if I was, here's my pitch. We make the new antagonist, the villain, a big oil tycoon.
Oh, yes,
His
I like
name's
that.
Schneider Robson.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
yes.
know? He's
Yes.
a mean guy.
And listen, let's defend Rob Schneider for a second. There's a chance he doesn't. I don't think he killed the movie, but there's a chance he could have killed the movie because he cares about the environment and he didn't want another oil spill.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a fair point.
He was like, I can't keep doing this.
Right. Especially with this dog being in the Arctic.
Right.
Yeah,
Ice
right.
melting and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so one of the ideas that we had was to have it be like an Olympics event where each team is made up of like the Irish Wolfhounds or a bunch of Irish drunks.
And they have
then,
little tiny dicks.
Yeah, little tiny dicks. Everyone's got tiny dicks. But then you could have like these, you could just do stereotypes of people from those countries as all the competitors.
Yeah.
And then the Mutts, that's the boner team. That's the team with the boner dog. The Mutts ends up saving the day, even though they're not allowed to compete in this big race.
Right.
And they have to call him out at the last second because they're like, we need somebody with a boner to help. And none of us have them.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
It's
People
big,
love
like-
stereotypes.
They
Yeah.
do, yeah. What's your favorite stereotype?
Oh man, I got a bunch. I'm gonna tell you. Right,
Let's
I
do
got
Mount
so many,
Rushmore
I can't even think
stereotypes.
about it. Yeah.
Mine's Iowa, maybe Casio. I'm trying to think of other electronics companies that make stereos. And this joke isn't going well.
No, it's going. Keep going. Keep
No,
going.
that's it. I'm out.
You big
I'm out.
JBL guy?
Bose?
JBL,
Yeah,
Sonos.
Bose.
I was thinking maybe Sonos.
Yeah, Beats.
Actually,
Yeah.
Sonos, I got a fucking bone to pick with Sonos.
Oh, go
Yeah,
off.
yeah, go off. I
This is
agree with
actually
you.
our.
You guys have Sonos?
Speak
Well,
on
no,
it.
but we
Speak
always
on it.
do this with our guests. We're like, hey, do you want to say anything about Sonos?
Talk shit.
I got
Yeah.
something to say about
Yeah.
Sonos.
Okay, great.
Talk to
Drop
the
that
people.
shit.
Figure it out, guys. What's up with this app? Why do I need the app to play the
agree.
music?
Gosh, yeah.
Agree.
And if you're going to require me to have the app to play music, at least make the app good.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I should be able
Yes.
to go on my Spotify and just click a speaker.
Yep.
You can do it with everything else.
Go off.
If you're going to require me to have an app, make the app good.
Tell them.
Yes.
Just hire somebody on Fiverr. It's not that hard. Fix the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
The app is the problem.
The
Is
interface.
You have to
is-
open the
internal.
app. Yeah, and then you have to open your Spotify.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense.
The connection is not seamless between those two. Yeah.
There's-
I just don't play music in my house.
It's and then
Because of it.
recently
Yeah,
someone
because-
whole spirit.
Yeah, it's just killed. It's killed it all.
Damn.
My kids have never heard
guy
a
hasn't
song.
listened to a song in 2 years.
Yeah,
Jeez, I
my
could
kids
tell.
don't even know what music is.
Damn. Fuck.
They play me something.
there's just too many apps in general, and Sonos is a perfect example. They had an app that kind of worked, and you got used to it. You got used to their fucked up app, and then they have to update it and change it because they want to make it look like the next generation of apps or whatever. Now it's fucked up and no one can use it.
You think Big Sonos is like low key trying to make people hate music?
Yeah.
Like this has been their plan.
I think they're anti-podcast.
Damn.
I think that's why they're doing
It all
it.
comes back.
It
to
all
the
comes back to
podcast.
us,
Yeah.
not narcissists. Again,
I would imagine JJ Redick had something to do with this.
Probably, yes.
yeah,
That son
for
of a
sure.
bitch.
dude, he's gonna. You think it's gonna work? We like JJ. JJ's actually a friend of ours.
I think.
So we have to
I'm
be careful.
optimistic. I think
Okay.
there's a chance.
What do you think about LeBron saying that he didn't have anything to do with the process, even though he did a 4-month interview on a podcast with him?
Funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
one way
Raises
to
some
say
questions for sure.
That's one way to say it.
Maybe some collusion there.
But you've always been a LeBron over Kobe guy.
Yep. You're big on that. He's big on that. He'll die on that. You know what I mean?
This is tough. This slander is tough. Man. Look. I was happy to get him. I just don't want to be the team that drafts Bronny just for the novelty of
happening.
having the
It's
father and
happening.
son.
What do you mean? It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but and it'll be cool for like a game, and then it's like, well, fuck, did we just ruin our future just to have Bronny?
Yeah.
Dude, what do you
It's
think-
gonna be a real life.
It's the
It's
most
gonna be a real life
Lakers thing of all
Xander
time.
and Hawk, where they draft Bronny Jr. and he gets in and he's way worse than his dad.
Yeah.
he
And
looks
he's
older.
somehow older.
Yeah,
That's
he looks-
weird.
and
yeah.
older.
Yeah.
His body's
That's
breaking
funny.
down on him.
What do you think? What is Bronny gonna say like on the court? Is he gonna be like screen left, dad?
Yeah, like, is he gonna say
Yeah,
dad?
like is he gonna say dad?
Damn. I don't know.
And how do you talk shit back to people? If
Right.
someone's like, says something about him being his son, and he's just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, you are, man. Fuck. I am.
You have to eat those. That's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about that. Yeah, like what does LeBron do? Like the passive aggressive? You know how he always, whenever a teammate fucks up and he like yells at them, does he do that to his son?
For sure. You
Yeah.
have to. You got to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
Does he spank him?
Yeah. You might ground him right there.
He misses a 3. Get over here.
He just lifts his shirt up. Everyone's like, he's gonna do it again. Yeah, we see Bronny missed a shot.
Jimmy, real quick, I want to glaze for a second because,
Poor kid.
like when we first had you on in 2018, we've talked about this before, but Hank was a big fan. We didn't know who you were. That's bad job by us. But we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then it became a real friendship, and you've been on a bunch of times, and it's pretty damn awesome to see like your career take off. How much money do you think you owe us?
I don't even want to get into that because it's a lot,
Yeah. Like we have certain guys that we feel like it's a different connection because it's like we liked them before. Maybe you were already big, but like the next, like Josh Allen is up there for us because we were on Josh Allen before he even got drafted. Who else? Brooks kind of won a bunch after.
I think he had one major. I like this conversation because it's like Jimmy was already
he
massively
was.
successful.
Correct.
But because we
Us.
discovered him to ourselves,
We touched him.
then we're like, now we own you because we just found out about
Yeah,
it.
you could.
Yeah.
We're kind of the podcast Illuminati.
Not narcissists.
If you come on,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, since I've been on, there's the industry plant allegations.
Yeah.
They've just been going around.
Yeah.
Industry plant. I'm like, I just like going on Pardon My Take.
Yeah. Christian, you're about to feel this. You're going to be the next
This
Bobby
is where it
Altoff.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I'm trying to be. Bobby Altoff's on my vision board. This is my year, dog. This is it.
But yeah, it has been awesome. I mean, both you guys like watching this become a movie. It's fucking awesome because we like this is the comedy. I actually there's a real question. Like, do you guys think that comedy movies are gonna make a little bit of a comeback? Because we have had a lull. Like it
I would
has,
love that.
whether it be with Shane and what he's doing. Like it does feel like we're finally getting back to a point where we can start making like truly funny comedy movies because we had that run in the early 2000s, Wedding Crashers and Anchorman and like all that stuff that was like truly hilarious movies. And it's almost been a void of it.
Yeah, I will say, like, there's a gazillion things I love about the movie we just made. But like every month that goes by, ever since like, we've been deep in the editing process and I see the lack of comedies coming out, or I see the movies coming out that are kind of comedies and I watch them and I feel like they're mid and lacking in comedy, I get so fucking excited for ours to come out.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, the world needs this.
It's kind of
just
good
a
for you in
comedy.
that way.
Yeah. I mean, I was not even thinking about like how good it is for us, just like people. I mean, I want people to like laugh at some shit that is just for laughs.
And it does feel like the pendulum's swinging back to that, where it's like, hey, we can start making, shows and movies that are just, hey, they're funny and they don't have to be deep in any way.
Super high stakes, dark.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like all the comedies for a while have gotten like just so serious.
Right.
Where you're like, is this really a comedy? Just
Why do
'cause,
I
like,
feel
there's
bad?
a couple moments where I laughed.
Yeah.
Like, just because I laughed, like, doesn't mean it's a comedy. Like, I laughed in Sopranos the whole time.
Yeah, I think Sopranos might be a comedy. Though.
Sopranos might be a comedy.
If it had a laugh track on it, it'd be the funniest show on TV.
Sopranos is hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also it's gonna be nice to just have like a just for laughs type of movie out there, and I do think that the industry is starting to finally go, oh yeah, maybe we can make some low stakes, just solid straight through comedies that aren't trying to unpack serious issues. Now.
Yeah. That's really what it is. It's like, can we just make a comedy that just lives as, hey, this was really fun to watch?
Yeah.
And that's okay to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've lost it a little bit.
Yeah, when you put a comedy on, you drop your guard.
Right.
Yeah.
When you put on like The Hangover or some shit, you're like, oh, your guard just goes away.
Right.
I'm ready to just immerse in this and
Yeah,
laugh.
it's ready to laugh.
And you feel better after it's over too.
Yep.
You just get all the laughs out, and it like elevates your mood. So yeah, The Hangover I think is probably the last massively successful comedy, right?
The Hangover. Have
probably
you
some
watched
more.
The Hangover recently?
I did literally on Sunday.
Bro,
It's one of the
so
best
good.
movies of all time.
Like
It's
beat
so
for
good.
beat, it's so good.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect comedy, and it also looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
Todd Phillips, the guy who made Joker. It's like the shots. The Hangover is beautifully shot,
Yeah.
and also just
really
you're
well
watching it,
done.
and you're like, man, if TikTok was out when this movie came out, all of these moments were.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I knew this whole Wolfpack speech.
Yep.
The whole song he sings to the tiger.
Yep.
There's so many iconic moments
Yeah.
from that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true.
So this is going to be massive. You guys are going to have a big hit on your hands, and then you're going to be A-listers. And then at that point, are you going to are you going to do the thing where you become like serious movie stars at that point? Or are you going to turn your backs on comedy? Or are you always in comedy?
I'm not going to drop out of the Boner Dog project.
Okay,
I'll tell you
good,
that right
good.
now. I'm not one of
Well,
those.
here's another way to put it. Christian, when do you think Jimmy's going to change his phone number and not tell anyone?
He just got back from Japan, and I think he's about to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Because
that
I'm
Japan
waiting for
trip
the
did
day
to him.
where I text him and it's just green.
Goes green.
Yeah. And
I
it's
think
like,
he's about
oh,
to be there.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's the last I'll talk to Jimmy.
How many Pardon My Takes have you done?
It's like probably 5.
I think there's like 6 or
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
it might
I
be.
think that's about the time you
This
switch
is
your
it.
number up. you
Yeah,
know?
this is probably it.
I actually have been insistent on not changing my number. My number got leaked when we were in college by someone in El Paso. They put me in a group chat with like 90 people and said, everyone say hi to Jimmy Tatro.
Oh.
And then for like months, I would just get blown up. And this was before it was easy to block people on iPhones. So I had to like call Verizon every time and be like, hey, I have this number I need to block. and at one point I was like, hey, can I block El Paso, Texas? And they're like, you can't.
Block a city, sir.
I can't block a city, dude. But I was set on not changing my number.
Yeah.
So I kept that same number. And now you get those spam calls. You just go boom, boom, block.
Yeah.
Easy.
Have you gotten the calls where you pick up and it's somebody else that's in your phone book, and then they're acting like you called them too?
No, but I saw that.
That's happened to me like 6 times in the past year. You pick up and you think it's a call from somebody that you know, and then you're like, hello, and they're like, hello. I'm like, you called me, and they're like, no, you didn't. You called me. And then
Who is it?
It's
It's just like
There's like
it's
a
happened
software
like
system, I
before
think.
when we've been sitting in the room together.
Here it goes
Yeah.
right now, bro.
Yeah, where it will be like, well, are you calling me right now? It's like, no, are you calling me? And we're just sitting across from each other.
Really?
Yeah,
And why do people do that?
for fun.
Yeah,
They
I
get, it's actually a great joke.
Well, there was that whole
hilarious joke.
TikTok trend that went around that was like, you call someone and then you're like, hey, I actually got to go right now. And
Yeah.
then- and they're like, what? No, you called me. And you're like, sorry, I can't talk right now.
Yeah,
And they're like, huh?
yeah, that's kind of what they're doing, but just
They don't
there's
get to
no
even
really end to it.
They don't listen to it.
Yeah.
So it's really just like, I'm inconveniencing somebody. This is funny.
Right.
Which is really the core of comedy. You guys know that.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the frontline martyrs of comics right there.
That's like when you would call when you made your voicemail. Hello?
Yeah, it's a
my
good bit
God.
too.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
I still get got by that.
I'm kidding.
Same. I get so pissed.
You
every
feel like
time I do.
such. You
Yeah.
feel you feel like a dog like getting faked out by a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, God damn it!
Yeah.
Why did I chase that ball?
That's
it's
a good
not
comparison.
there. Damn it!
Who are your guys like first like comedy? What were your first comedy experiences that you got into as kids? Like, were you too young for the Jerky Boys and like the prank calls?
I remember the Jerky Boys.
The Jerky Boys. They were big prank calls. They would just
Yeah.
record prank phone calls, and then they became super famous.
I was a big like you're talking about internet people.
Yeah, just like whoever you're like when you're a kid.
Who
do
we
you
laugh
remember
at?
seeing a comedian being like, "This is awesome. I want to do that."
Oh yeah, for sure. Chappelle was that for me. Chappelle's show, I was like, this is brilliant. Like as a kid, I mean, I used to like record episodes on blank VHS and watch them over and over again.
Yeah.
Chappelle show, SNL.
Yeah.
I liked SNL. I like the digital shorts. Like
Yeah.
when Andy Samberg started doing digital shorts, I was like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad
Those were
TV.
good.
I liked Mad TV a lot.
Yeah, Mad TV was
Yeah.
great. Will Sasso.
Oh, all that.
All that was
Oh, yeah.
huge. Yeah. Anything that was just like funny for the sake of being funny and like silly and goofy, I was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad TV, there was that stretch where Mad TV felt like it was like you almost were doing something like wrong because it was, SNL was the established thing and Mad
Yeah.
TV would take more risks. You're like,
Yeah, they'd be a
this
little
is-
edgier.
Yeah,
And I was
this
like,
is the
oh, that's kinda
badass.
cool.
I'm a
Yeah.
badass Mad TV fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That felt good. All right. This has been awesome. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com. Promo code TAKE. So July 5th, Real Bros of Simi Valley out on Roku. What do we got next coming down the pipeline?
After that, I mean, that's the main thing right now.
But do we have another thing? Well, let me ask it a different way. Is Jimmy A-list yet? Is he B-list?
I think he's A. I think he's
A
A.
minus?
No, I think he's like maybe second team.
Second team
Second
A?
team A. Yeah.
Second team
Double
A?
A?
I'm definitely not A.
Third team A?
I think he's second team all A.
I appreciate that, but
You drive a Tesla,
that's true.
so
That's kind of
it's kind of
That's
you're
pretty
you're
A.
like going on vacation with Sean White.
He's dating somebody
Miles
that give him
Teller.
a big up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go on vacation with Miles Teller?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't make it to that one.
Who did you go? You went on vacation with someone famous.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Does that make you more famous though? If, like,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
you know?
so. I think that's
Okay.
the like when you're on vacation, when you're like in the south of France, it's like, oh, it's Jimmy and
Right.
Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Oh fuck. Those are the circles.
Right.
Yeah, and we just the three of us just sit at home and be like, yeah, we used to know that guy.
Right.
Yeah, it
But they did
sucks.
crop him out of all the photos, which was weird.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. That one hurt. That one hurt. Just being in the photos but not tagged, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, what
we
the hell-
couldn't find you. Yeah.
What the hell were you doing in Japan?
So I just got back last night.
Yeah.
This is going to sound like a lie, but my brother is on the Team USA deaf volleyball team.
Okay, go on.
Wait, deaf or deaf?
Deaf.
Deaf.
Yeah. So
Is your brother deaf?
he's like 50%. Like
Sounds like he's cheating.
no, so there's a threshold.
Hold on a second.
You have to submit a hearing test in order to be qualified as deaf enough. I'm pretty deaf too, actually, but I didn't qualify.
Wait, a hearing test? Could you just be like, what?
You can't fake it. My mom's an audiologist. I had this argument with her like 2 days ago about
Okay.
being able to fake a hearing test. She said you can't do it. I said I could do it. She
Yeah,
said,
Yeah, you could.
You literally just have to say what?
well, no, because there's
don't hear anything.
There's two types of hearing tests.
Okay.
So like, if they don't match up perfectly, they know you're lying,
Got it.
and it's hard to fake it.
Got it.
But
But your brother figured out a way to fake it.
yeah. So, but yeah, he's like 50% deaf. You have to take your hearing aids out. But it was the World Championships of Deaf Volleyball in Okinawa.
Wow.
So I was out there supporting John Tatro,
Nice.
the team captain and
Did they
setter
win?
for Team USA.
Well, he was the team captain?
He's the team captain. Yeah.
Was that because he can hear the most? Right? That's a real question, right?
No, he was. He's not. I think he's not. There's people who can hear more than him. On the
Okay.
team.
Okay.
How'd we do?
We did all right.
Oh no.
We definitely are qualifying for the Olympics in Tokyo.
This
in
is
2020.
when this
All right,
is
good,
this
good,
is
good.
the when people say like the end of the empire of US, like when we lose deaf volleyball. It's over. I don't know.
No, I mean Eastern Europe. They have volleyball on lockdown. Also,
You
if
could
you
tell
think
that, like,
Yeah.
we played Turkey, we played Italy. You could tell those teams have been playing together for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our deaf volleyball program is newer here.
Okay.
We haven't really made an effort
buy your stock now in
until
USA
recently.
Deaf
Okay.
Volleyball.
Okay.
So we will be, I think, in the next few years Now that Johnny's the team captain.
Yeah. You know what you do when you say this is a golden generation.
Yes. I will say Johnny Tatro, A-lister.
A-lister.
Yeah, it's a
A-lister.
great name, Johnny Tatro.
That is a great name.
USA men's team captain.
Yeah.
We had a beach volleyball duo team for a while called Team Jimmy John's.
Oh.
And I got Jimmy John's merch for us, and we competed in a beach volleyball tournament.
Nice.
How'd y'all do?
Nice.
Did you guys do well?
We got second place actually.
Wait, I got a question. So wait, your brother's 50% deaf. You said you're kind of deaf?
I'm like not 50%, but I've worn hearing aids since I was 4.
Okay. And your mom's an audiologist?
And my sister's an audiologist.
How did that? Is that like? How
Yeah.
did that work out?
Yeah.
Is that a chicken and an egg? When did she become an audiologist?
She became an audiologist before we had hearing losses, but her parents, her dad had a hearing loss, and I think that influenced her.
That's
drove
interesting.
her.
And then her 2 kids have hearing losses.
Got
It's
it.
genetic.
I just have to imagine that like the Russias of the world and the teams that are already cheating at the real Olympics, like if they're doping their people up, they're definitely cheating at the hearing
sure.
test.
100%. I'm out there. It's funny too because like they blow the whistle.
Yeah.
And they're just like holding the ball.
Yeah.
And because like a whistle, that's like none of these guys out there can hear high pitched sounds. Like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
can barely hear a whistle. And they all have their hearing aids out. So like when they're like the play is dead, it's like they just kind of keep going.
No one stops them. Let them just go.
No one's stopping them. Like you gotta like give them a little wave.
That's a very cool move, though, to go all the way to Japan to support your brother.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not-
I'm proud of him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long flight.
It was a long flight.
That's a long ass
Came
flight.
straight here.
You guys ready for? Yeah, we're gonna release this on Friday, so people will know how much of a debacle beer games.
Oh yeah, you guys competing?
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh
compete.
fuck yeah.
We
So-
actually got kicked out.
I saw the statement.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying, what
Yeah.
happened?
We got kicked out because we threatened to quit.
We kept on saying it'd be a real shame if it got canceled.
Yeah.
And then we just shit on it so much that they're like, we don't want you. And then we talked to Will and Taylor, and we're back in. It's been this has been a tough games to pull off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys understand what they've gone
Tumultuous.
through.
It's
Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen some of the headlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that probably if someone claims you're an A-lister, you could just be like, well, no, because I competed in the beer games.
Yeah,
And
I
there's
think
no
this
A-listers
will.
in this event.
Any progress I
Damn,
had
it's taking me
made,
back. Right.
is we're going back a little.
Yeah.
bit.
Cancels
no.
out the vacation.
Yeah.
No, the height of the beer games was Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce were going to compete, and Will legitimately thought there was a 30% chance Taylor Swift was going to show up to the 4 of us competing. So that's where we've gone.
Like cheer us.
Okay.
I can imagine like Taylor just watching us drink beer and like clapping her hands, be like, "Yeah, that was so fast. Good job."
Even our producers are competing. Max is competing.
Okay. There
Yeah,
we go.
Hank is competing. So we're just grabbing everyone off the street.
Did you guys compete last year?
We did not
No.
compete last
Okay.
year. Are you guys nervous about the events and how it's going to shake out?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're going
This
up
is my
against.
wake up alarm. By the way, this isn't like a get off of the show.
No, that's
alarm,
okay.
Just so you know.
We're going up against like a bunch of offensive linemen, so we're gonna.
We
be
heard.
fucked.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
fucked.
worries me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what worries.
But you know what? Let's just we'll be the vibes crew.
me.
Yeah.
I've seen Taylor chug a beer.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I met him. Was at the machine. Premiere.
That's how he
Yeah.
greets people. He's like, "Hey, I'm Taylor Luan. What? Aren't you impressed by this?" And
Yeah,
he just drinks a beer for you.
we cheers, and he was like, "You guys want to chug these?" And I was like, "I just got here to this premiere, but nice to meet you. Let's chug." And I was still tilting up when his dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's in my head.
There's a very good chance that we're all getting invited to Taylor's house just so he can beat us in beer games.
I get
Which
that.
I respect that. Like if
Yeah.
I were him, I would do the same thing where I'd be like, let me just invite a bunch of people I know I can beat
Right.
and just boost my ego for a day.
If you do that, though, I'm not coming to your birthday party then.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is your birthday party.
Yeah, this is his birthday party.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But
yeah.
Bakhtiari's in the games, and I think that guy can definitely.
He can.
Yeah.
I've seen him chug.
There's a good chance he tries to fight me because I'm gonna get drunk and start talking shit about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's a good
I
possibility.
just realized that. Yeah.
But yeah, competing against offensive linemen in beer drinking competitions does not feel like a winning recipe for men of our stature.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd say guys like us in this size category.
You're 5'10"?
5'10".
Yeah, me too. Same.
This actually is probably the biggest. This is the biggest sporting event.
So how do we moneyball this?
Arizona.
What's our yeah?
Arizona, like this, you guys are never going to go back to a Final Four. So this is the.
Wow. Oh, you don't think so?
Okay.
No, probably not.
Oh, wow. Damn. All right.
I went to Wisconsin, so we stopped 2 of those.
Fuck
yeah.
off,
yeah.
bro. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't hate many schools. I hate
Yep.
Wisconsin.
We had this debate a while ago.
Because of Kaminsky, right?
Yeah, both it was back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys had you had better teams. You had teams that, let's just say you had teams that if you were picking teams, you would have picked a lot of Arizona players before Wisconsin players.
Yup.
Right.
That was
We still have, Aaron Gordon still going strong.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not the guy that I thought was going to be. I thought it was going to be, what's his name?
Aiton.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
No, and before that, I thought Nick Johnson was going to, kill
Oh,
it in
yeah.
the
He
NBA.
didn't do shit.
Yeah,
Really.
you're not a scout. That's
No
okay.
It was weird, dude. My gauge was all off on that one. Pretty weird.
All right, well, thank you, boys, for coming on.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. Christian, great to meet you.
Yeah.
You too, man.
Been a fan from afar, and we're pumped for this movie. It's going to be, everyone go watch it, and then watch it again, and then leave it on, leave your house. If you're going away for July 4th, put it on, repeat.
Yep.
Just have it go.
I'd say watch the entire series before you watch the
Yeah.
movie.
We
That way
figure
you're not
also,
lost.
everyone, July 5th, you're going to be laying around. You're not
Correct.
going to want to do
Hungover.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You go on Roku, you put on the Real Bros movie.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Jimmy Tatro and Christian Pierce were brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. We just added a new limited time item to the menu this week. The Buffalo Tender Sub has crispy chicken tenders tossed with buffalo sauce, topped with ranch and pickles on a toasted hoagie roll. It is delicious. It is fantastic. We've had them. They brought them to the office. These are awesome, awesome subs. Highly recommend. Check out the Buffalo Tender Sub. We've been adding a bunch of new menu items these last couple months. Remember, you can order the Big Cat Combo, get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. For dessert, try our new donut dippers. Delicious donut holes topped in cinnamon sugar, served with a rich caramel sauce. Wash it all down with a Max Special. Get 2 sodas tacked on there. With more than 1,500 locations nationwide, find a Pardon My Cheesesteak near you. Order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com. Use promo code PMC20 for 20% off your order. Pardonmycheesesteak.com. Promo code PMC20. And guess what you're going to get from that? You're going to get a nice, cool 20% off your order. And before we get into KSR, the best of Kentucky Sports Radio, it's brought to you by House of the Dragon. The global phenomenon is back. It's the Summer of Dragons. We get a brand new season of the Golden Globe-winning HBO original series, House of the Dragon. The acclaimed series returns. It's got more betrayal, more shocking twists, and of course, even more dragons. Following the brutal murder of Rhaenyra's son, House Targaryen is split into 2 warring factions. Westeros is on the brink of civil war. With House Targaryen divided, the kingdom must choose to support King Aegon's claim to the Iron Throne or back Queen Rhaenyra's return to power after she gets sent to exile. 2 sides to every story. When both sides have dragons, the choice is to bend the knee or burn. Don't miss the show everyone will be talking about on Sunday nights. Season 2 of House of the Dragon is now streaming on Max. And now here's Kentucky Sports Radio.
Kentucky Sports Radio, Pardon My Takeover. We have a big guest coming up in a minute. If you missed the start of the show, we want everyone to just remind us that we are ball knowers if you call in, because we were the first to put Coach Cal on the hot seat, and then everything that we said was going to happen turned out to be correct.
Exactly right.
Nostradamus.
If you had listened to us 7 years ago, you would be much happier right now. You'd be in a better place.
Right.
Better place. So we do know ball.
Yes. Shannon, has he called back in? Do you want to try to call him? Oh, maybe Shannon's talking to him.
You might be talking to him.
That sounds good. I feel like that's good.
Okay, here
all
we
right,
go.
All right, so for the first time ever in Kentucky Sports Radio history, we want to welcome on a friend of ours who's been on Pardon My Take. He's a legend in the state of Kentucky. He's a horse racing aficionado. It is St. John's head basketball coach, Rick Pitino. Coach, are you there?
I am. Good to be with you guys.
It's great to hear from you. We're very excited to have you on. So we've hosted this show eight years in a row whenever Matt is on vacation. And we were the first to say that Cal was on the hot seat 8 years ago. So today has been a victory lap for us. And we thought there's no better guy to have on to pump up Big Blue Nation, your relationship with Mark Pope, than Coach Rick Pitino. So let's start there. I have some St. John's questions as well. But
okay,
what are we getting out of Mark Pope as a basketball coach?
Well, obviously, I'm extremely biased because he was my captain of the national championship team and was a great captain, a tireless worker. And I absolutely love him and what he did for our program. But that being said, when I was not working, I traveled out to see him coach a small school, Division I school in Grand Valley or something like that. And I was blown away for how good a teacher he was. And then I watched every game I could at BYU and loved their offense. It was great ball movement, great player movement. And I just think Mark does a fabulous job of communicating with his players. He has a great way about it. And he has a quality that very few of us have. He has incredible humility. And for somebody who, at a very young age, just as a tireless worker and is accomplishing things, he's always maintained the same humility that he had back when he was a player. And Mark would, obviously guys like Antoine and those guys are all guys from inner cities, and my language wasn't the greatest either, but every day with Mark, if he made a mistake, he would say frick. And constantly frick. And finally, after a week of this, I said, Mark, I can tell you whatever God that you pray to, he knows what you mean. So why don't you just say it or drop it?
It's just words.
That's
yeah.
great.
It doesn't matter if it's an R or if it's a U.
Yeah.
I think the message is getting across. Coach, when they hired Mark Pope, you were saying that, you know what, it might be time for Rick Pitino to cut a check to Kentucky's NIL program. Is that something that you're actually considering doing?
Well, I actually cut a check to the football program because I'm a casual friend of Mark and Eddie Gran, and I cut a check to the football program. But I would definitely cut a check if Mark needs me for anything, no matter what, except for my firstborn, Michael, he can have it.
Yeah,
Because
just the firstborn,
I absolutely love Mark and would do anything for his program. I always called University of Kentucky Camelot for me. I never had a bad year, never had a bad day. They treated me like a king. They treated me with great respect. So I only had, obviously, I didn't get treated great when I was at Louisville, but sitting back on it and examining it today, I totally understand why. So I am very, very fond of the University of Kentucky, rooting for football. I sent the baseball coach a text wishing him good luck. So I'm very bullish on Mark and the football program and hope they do great.
I love it. And I think the thing that Kentucky basketball fans should be excited about, and maybe you can speak to this more, is Kentucky basketball in the last few years. Now, obviously, Cal had success at the beginning of his run, but in the last few years, it feels like the actual coaching X's and O's maybe wasn't there all the time. Mark Pope, if you watched him at BYU, the guy knows how to coach basketball. And maybe you could speak to this specifically, but like being able to coach guys and put them in the best sets, to be able to, draw up winning plays at the end of games, I feel like Mark Pope is the perfect guy for that.
He is. Look, Mark Pope he tried to become a doctor and it wasn't his niche. Mark Pope was a Rhodes Scholar candidate, and he's just an extremely bright person. And combining his credentials about being bright, he's an excellent teacher of basketball. He also has, he was also a terrific basketball player that got the maximum of his abilities because he gave it all every single day. Great leader. He showed great leadership. Everybody in the team just thought he was the best guy in the team in terms of never said a negative word about a teammate, never said a negative word about his coaching staff. Loyal to the point that you couldn't quite believe it. And his wife and children are the same way, just wonderful, wonderful people. And, look, Cal did a terrific job, but what happens with a lot of coaches, I mean, there are exceptions to the rule. I think Bill Self and I think Mike Krzyzewski, you run out of familiarity breeds contempt. You're there a long time. You get a little stale. You need another journey. And so everybody, this is now Mark Pope's time.
Yeah.
And Cal was great for the University of Kentucky. He brought them a lot of success, and we wish him certainly well at Arkansas. And then now it's time to move on and have a whole different brand.
Yep. You said it. Coach, do you have any message for the Kentucky fans that are listening right now? I don't know if you've had an opportunity to address them over the last few years here, but we've got a lot of them listening right now that care about you, that care about the program.
Look, I love the Kentucky fans. To me, are very, very special. They were and treated me, my family, with great reverence. I got nothing but great things to say about the Kentucky fan. I totally get it today, why they were bitter at me at going to the University of Louisville. I was going back because the reason I was going back is I loved Kentucky so much from my UK days and wanted to relive that love of the sport. But right now they have a fabulous program with all sports. And I think that it's going to be a special time for Mark Pope and the University of Kentucky Wildcats, because I think the fans are going to fall in love with Mark.
Yeah.
Because the thing about him, the Pope didn't matter. The name on the back never mattered to Mark. He could care less about individual glory, could care less about if anybody mentioned that he played a great game. It's always about team. It's always about Kentucky. And the Jeff Shepherds and Ron Mercers and Mashburns and all those guys that I coach, it was always about Kentucky. Pelfrey, Fellhouse, Farmer, all about them. And I used to always kid those guys in the locker room. They always every time they put the jersey on, Pelfrey would tear up. And I'd say, something wrong with you, John? You're not feeling well? He said, no, every time I put that uniform on, I just can't believe I'm putting it on. I said, well, get over it, John. We got a big game, man.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Playing for the name on the front of the jersey is important, especially in today's college basketball. So speaking of that, you have practice in about 20 minutes. How is your team looking this year? Because it looks like you guys added some really talented players. You were right on the cusp last year. It was your first year. How do you feel like this team is going to shape and be put together when you guys start playing ball in November?
Well, we're much bigger. We're 7'1", 7 foot, 6'10", 6'9". Our backcourt. I never thought I'd coach another guard as fast as Peyton Siva, but I have a young man from Utah, Davion Smith, who is faster, if not faster than Peyton Siva. I have Kadari Richmond from Seton Hall, who's a first-team All-Big East basketball player. I have Simi and Wilshire, who's a sophomore now, who's also a terrific guard. So the backcourt is really strong. The wings are very strong. And the centers, although they don't have great experience, are very big and talented and athletic. So I'm really bullish on this basketball team. We were supposed to play Kentucky, but couldn't work it out. And I'm hoping that we can come to Lexington next year for our 30th reunion, and Kentucky can go back to the Madison Square Garden the following year.
I like that.
Home
and home.
Kentucky, quit ducking Pitino.
I love it.
You step up to the plate. Give the people what they want. Coach, are we planning on wearing more suits this year? That's very important for us.
I wore all suits the whole season, just about, with the exception of a whiteout where I wore a white jacket and jeans. Outside of that, I wore suits the whole year.
I like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right when you look on the sidelines and you see Coach Pitino wearing a polo shirt. We want to see the suits every game, Coach.
I'm definitely going to be in them. And you know what? I believe in it. It's something I've done all my life, so why not continue? Why change? There's certain things you have to change. You have to change the way you coach players today, the way you run your offenses, defenses, treat them off the court as well. But certain things should not change, and that's one of those.
Yeah.
Coach, in these spring and summer practices, what are you looking for this early on as you're putting a team together? What are you keen on in practice that's telling you, okay, we could have a good team this year?
I made a mistake last year. I did not have my team ready early in the year because I was just focused on player development, working on their skill development, and I didn't work on a lot of team things defensively. And we were not ready early. We were ready late, and it probably stopped us because the NCAA no longer cared about the last 10 games of the season. They were treating the first 10 equal to the last 10. So now I understand that. I don't think the net means a whole lot. I think it's really quad 1 wins, quad 2 wins, making sure you don't lose like we did to Michigan, a quad 3. We never expected Michigan to be a quad 3 game, but it was. So I'm going to have the team more ready defensively going into September.
I love it. Coach, I have one last question. I missed you. I saw you were at Saratoga for the Belmont Stakes. I was there as well.
Yep.
How did you do? I hope you did better than me. I lost about $20,000 that weekend. Not great. Not great. I thought I had figured it out. I did the one thing you can't do on a horse racing weekend is win the second race of the first day, because then you think you got it figured out, and then I don't think I won a race for like 15 races in a row. But how did you do, and what do you got? Do you have some horses coming up?
I do. I'm racing tomorrow. I have a horse called Agalos the Great, who's the name of my agent in Greece. And Agalos the Great is running at Aqueduct, getting ready. It's a prep race coming off a long vacation to get ready for a big stake at Finger Lakes. I believe I was 2 for 22.
Okay.
And getting destroyed, and I went back and tried to renegotiate my contract with St. John's, but I did get out on the last race when I was leaving. And if you could win the last race, you could cut your losses in half.
Yeah. Was it the last race or the second? I won the second to last race on Saturday. That was like a 14-1 shot, and I was like, oh man, maybe I did figure this out.
It was a long. Yeah, I think it was the same horse. Actually.
Yeah, it was on the turf. Yeah, he came out of nowhere.
Yes, yes, it was. Yes, it was. That's right.
Yeah, you need to when you have a bad weekend at the tracks, you need to just turn to our good friend Mike Rapoli and be like, "Come on, let's go." I
told my wife I'm never going to the track again, and she said, "I've heard that now 1,100 times." So.
Yeah, right. I'm retired from horse racing for the rest of the week. That's what I do, and then I wait for the weekend.
So you said Agalos the Great. He's racing at Aqueduct tomorrow. What race is he in? Because I might sprinkle a few nickels on him.
I don't know. I think it's the 5th race. I'm actually traveling to Tampa unfortunately, for a funeral, and I won't see it. But I know I think it's the 5th race. My other friend, Chris Mara, his family owns the Giants. He has a horse in the race, and we're betting dinner to see which horse finishes ahead of who.
I like that.
High stakes.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm taking a trip to Greece next week, and I was hoping that you could maybe teach me something to say, a good phrase to say, or any tips about
when are you going to be? When will you be there?
I'm going to be there Saturday through, I believe, Saturday, full week.
I'm going July the 6th to see them try and qualify for the Olympics. I try to help the federation a little bit there. And you're going to Athens?
I'm going to be traveling around a bit. Yeah, Athens, and then checking out some of the beaches too.
Great. So obviously, you say you have to understand the greetings. They always say Kalimata for good morning, Kalispera for afternoon, Kalanita, that's good night. And you always just saying Yasas, that's hello, goodbye, palakalo, you're welcome, hello, posise. You have about 7-8 expressions. And of course, the firm expression that you have to use if somebody cuts you off, malaka.
Okay.
Malaka, got it.
I love it. Well, Coach,
Malaka,
I know you got practice coming up. I want to thank you so much for calling in. We're excited about Mark Pope. I'm excited about St. John's this year. Thanks so much, and have a great practice.
All right, guys. Tell Mark I love him.
Okay, we will. Thanks so much.
care.
That was
Bye.
Coach Rick Pitino calling in to Kentucky Sports Radio. History has been made.
Full endorsement. Hatchet buried.
Well, no, I wouldn't say so.
You don't think so?
For us, on this day,
yeah,
Rick Pitino is always welcome on this day.
Yes.
But thank you to Coach Pitino. I told everyone they gotta stay tuned in for all the people who usually say they turn it off after 2 minutes. I think we delivered.
You can tell this guy loves Kentucky.
Yes.
He really cares about the state of Kentucky.
Yes.
And it sounds like he kind of feels bad about going to Louisville.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it. Well, he doesn't feel bad, but he understands the hate that he got from Louisville.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's good to see that, everything's being mended, and he's clearly rooting for Mark Pope, as are we. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up hour 1. We also want to hear from you, Kentucky sports fans, 859-280-2287. That's the Clark Pump and Shop phone number. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. All right, who do we got next?
We got Jack on the line. Jack from Oakland.
Hey, Jack. What's up, Jack?
Jack, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
We're good. So, Jack, we've been taking a little victory lap today because we called Coach Cal's firing 8 years ago, and he ended up getting fired. So, we know ball. It all kind of came to a head when they played in the tournament this year. I don't know. Did you catch the game?
I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah. So basically what happened was Cal has a great team, and they go up against Oakland, and there's a guy on the other side, Jack Gohlke, who they just didn't guard. I don't know if you saw that at all. This guy, like, if you don't ball at all, like, you would have guarded a guy like Jack Gohlke, right?
I mean, yeah, like you would think that a guy like me or him that's really just stroking it like that, they would pick him up full pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During the second half, were you surprised that they were still letting Jack Gohlke get these open looks?
Yeah, it was kind of like I said, pick him up full, like deny every catch and just make it tough for him. Like don't let him catch the ball, don't let him get a shot up because you know the result that's going to come from that.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that watched that who knows ball knew that you should guard Jack Gohlke. And, you know, at this point, me and Big Cat mentioned in the first hour, but Jack Gohlke kind of could be responsible for the second coming of Kentucky, or I guess the third coming of Kentucky, when they return to glory in the next 5-10 years. Do you think that Jack Gohlke should be present at whatever Kentucky's next banner ceremony is because he was the man that inspired Kentucky to make a change?
I think they should definitely invite him. I hope he gets a warm welcome when they do bring him out, and maybe even throw him some of that collective money.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I like that.
And then if there's like maybe 2 radio hosts that inspired Jack Gohlke to attend that ceremony, they should probably get a cut of that NIL money too, right?
Yeah, I think it should probably be split 3 ways evenly. I would think, you know.
Yeah. So Jack, at what point during that game did you know you were on fire?
Man, it was early. It was early. I saw that green light and I just started gunning.
Yeah.
Have you gone back and do you watch the highlights of that game?
I've definitely rewatched the game a couple times. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Have you had a moment since where you're like, they really just didn't want to guard me at all?
I don't know. After the game, I just kind of rewatched it, and I was like, there were definitely some open looks I had, but at the same time, like I think they were definitely trying. Like it wasn't like they were just out there walking around, you know.
Oh, that actually hurts more because that means you were just better than them. That's a fact.
Something like that.
Hey, Jack, I know the answer is probably no, but like maybe, is there a chance your name gets called today?
Man, I got my fingers crossed. I'm not expecting it, but that would be a great surprise for sure.
Damn.
Well, I mean, you can look at Kentucky. There's guys that are coming off the bench at Kentucky that are getting drafted pretty high. You came off the bench, and I think that the formula is right there. You might be picked in the second round. I'm rooting for you, man. And if you don't get drafted, I'm assuming that there's going to be a team that at least invites you in for a look, right?
Yeah, that's the plan right now. It'll kind of all shake out today and tomorrow, honestly, and I'll kind of figure out where I'm going to be headed, hopefully, for Summer League, and maybe I'll see you guys out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jack, one last thing, because I think maybe some listeners right now are like, this is a prank. This isn't actually Jack Gohlke. Can you explain to us the set of your favorite 3 against Kentucky that you hit in the first round of the tournament?
Yes, sir. So favorite set, we ran against Kentucky first round of the tournament. The first one I made, it's called UCLA, a side elevator screen, sprint out towards our bench, and hit a fadeaway 3.
I love
that.
And, you know ball. You know ball.
And there's a lot of people in Kentucky that are listening right now, and I hope that maybe you'd take the time to just say I'm sorry for beating them so badly.
Yeah, I'd just like to apologize that they got their hopes up. I'm not going to apologize for winning, but I know there was a lot of Final Fours in the brackets and champions in the brackets, so I'd like to apologize for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big man.
All right. Well, Jack, thanks so much for calling in. We're big fans of you, and good luck with wherever your next spot is for Summer League.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys for having me. Take care.
See ya.
Thanks, Jack.
That was Jack Gohlke.
Jack from Oakland.
Personal friend of ours.
Cool guy.
I think we deserved that one after getting Rick Pitino on.
Yeah, we can do well, this is the danger that you run into right now. Me and Big Cat, we feel like we can do a heat check.
Yeah, we should have stopped after an hour. We should have walked off and been like, look, we finally repaired our relationship with Big Blue Nation. Instead, we stuck around, and that's when we start to just be like, hey, we could do anything.
It is an abusive relationship that we're in. We just took you out to the nicest dinner that you've ever had at the best Italian restaurant in town. and then right afterwards we go ahead and cheat on you again.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take some more calls. We have Sam Decker and Frank Kaminsky coming up. Okay, let's go to the next caller.
All right, let's go to Cliff.
Cliff, what's up?
What's up, guys?
How we
So
doing?
you guys definitely know ball.
Yes, thank you, Cliff. Call of the day.
Facts
Call of the
only,
day.
Cliff.
Right there, Cliff. Cliff wins the Don Franklin Auto Call of the Day. That's it. Right there. Just saying we know ball.
It's a great point.
Yeah. What do you get? Did you get a free car from that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
go to the dealership and say, I won call of the day. Where's my truck?
Yeah, Matt Jones said I get a truck.
So, and they're going to take you back just real quick. In 1997, I went to a book signing with Rick Pitino. He was doing Success as a Choice. And, of course, I'm a UK fan. And as a little boy, I went up to him and I said, hey, you're not going to go to the NBA. And he said, I promise I'm not going to go to the NBA. So he lied to me, but I didn't care because we started getting a lot of players to go to Boston, which was fun to watch, UK players go there. But when he went to Louisville, that was a slap in the face. And I don't know if I've forgiven him yet, but today's call, I think you guys finally kind of helped me turn that corner with him. I want to say thank you for that, but you know ball and you know how to get to our heartstrings too here in Kentucky, because that was absolutely it was a great call by him, and hopefully Pope succeeds. We love Pope out here, and go Bills.
I love it, Cliff. So little. How old were you in 1997?
I was 14.
Okay, so 14-year-old Cliff can finally let go of a grudge, almost a 20-year grudge, or no, more than a 20-year grudge. Today, we did that.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that for me.
I love it, Cliff. I love it.
It's a good moment. I love hearing that, because you've been walking around with that tension in your shoulders for this past 20 years, just hating Rick Pitino. Now, you know what? He came home.
Today is the first day of the rest of your life, Cliff.
Thank you.
Yeah,
forgiveness is important.
Yes.
For sure. Now, when you did call in and you said, when I was a little kid and I got my book signed, I thought you were going to say you were 6 years old, and you said, don't go to the NBA.
14
You were in high school. Yeah.
Little kid, but 14. I was not driving, so anything below, I guess 16, I would consider a kid.
That's fair. Yeah,
I was stupid. 14. I can't believe. Luckily, we didn't have the internet then, or not like we do now.
True.
It's a good point. I don't think that you're going to run into that problem with Pope. I feel like this is the job that Pope wants. It's not a stepping stone. He's not going to leave because a chicken farm offered him more money. This is the guy, and he wants to be here.
And I do have a question for both of you. If you could share a story about Matt Jones, because y'all get to know him a little bit more than we do behind the scenes, and he doesn't talk about everything. He talks about a lot of stuff, but is there something like a silly story where he tried to fit into something he couldn't fit into? And y'all have a good rest of the day.
All right, thanks, Cliff. That is a call a day. I don't know what story comes up in your head right away, PFT. But,
I want to share the first time that I met Matt Jones.
Okay, all right.
First time I met him, I was living in New York City, great bourbon in New York, great racehorses up there. And I was in my apartment in the West Village, and I get a knock on my door. And I go to my door, and it's this guy with a funky haircut, no sideburns, wearing a Kentucky polo shirt. But he had a clipboard in his hand. I said, how can I help you, sir? He's like, I'm here canvassing for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to sign up to be a member of her campaign staff? And I said, no, thank you. And then I shut the door on him. And then I found out 2 years later that was Matt Jones.
Yeah.
And he was nice as could be in the moment. I just didn't feel like talking to him.
Yeah, so that's a great story. My first time meeting Matt Jones, he actually, so it's similar. I was minding my own business, get a knock at the door. Two big men in suits put a burlap sack over my head, threw me in a van, and then I ended up at a meeting of the Illuminati. And Matt Jones was there, and he tapped me for the Illuminati, and he said, you're part of us now. I said, I don't want to do this, Matt Jones, please. And he's like, no, If you're in the Illuminati, you're in the Illuminati. So I am part of the Illuminati now because of Matt Jones, so I do have to thank him for that.
And I'll say something very nice about Matt. He sells the best adrenochrome.
Yes,
It
that's a fact.
It is delicious,
That's
and
a fact.
I always feel better the morning after drinking it.
Yeah,
so thank you, Matt.
And Kentucky Sports Radio listeners who love Matt, you should know that he is going to live to about 300 years because he's been drinking baby blood for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say, Shannon? All this is true.
Yeah, it's all true. Yeah, all of it, every bit of it.
I
wasn't going to be the one to say those things, but I'm glad that you did first.
Yeah, Shannon's part of the Illuminati too.
Yeah, and one thing I appreciate about Matt is he saves all his best radio and his best takes for when he's doing ESPN radio,
Yeah,
when he's doing like pregame shows in the morning on Sundays.
Yeah.
And so a big audience gets to listen to him, and then he goes back on Kentucky, and he's got the leftover scraps for you guys.
Yeah.
But he does a very good job on national radio.
Yeah, so no, Matt's a great guy. We've known him for a very long time. He's because it's kind of a funny relationship because in all honesty, when we started, we weren't huge. We had a little bit of a rocket ship with Pardon My Take, but he invited us on to host, and it was one of the funnest days that we have every single year. And he's been a supporter of us. There's been times when it's been hard to be a supporter of us, so we always remember friends like that. And he's a loyal guy through and through, and I think that's a real thing. The Illuminati's real as well, but Matt is very loyal, and he's been a loyal friend for many years.
And he does actually care about the state of Kentucky very, very deeply.
Much.
Very deeply. No matter how big his audience gets, if he's doing TV shows, if he's on Get Up debating against Stephen A. Smith, whatever the case might be, he cares first and foremost about Kentucky sports, and that's never going to change with Matt. He's a very, very nice guy.
Yeah, this is actually a real true story, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me for this, but I don't think he will. Shannon, Matt obviously talked about possibly dipping his toes into politics, correct?
Yes, correct.
So when he was thinking about it, he called me, and he was like, hey, I'm thinking about this. Just so you know, if I do end up doing this, there will be people who will come after me, and they will come after you because of your association with me. And he was trying to give me a heads up, and I was just laughing the whole time he called me because I was like, dude, you don't think we've heard everything that's been said about us, the people that hate us? Like, this is going to be nothing. I don't know how it's going to go for you, but he was nice enough to, like, he was thinking of his friends in that moment of like, hey, if I go down this path with politics, it could affect the people in my life. And he was nice enough and aware enough to give me a heads up, which I didn't need, that it could be a ripple effect or a waterfall effect, that if he does this, we could be in the crosshairs as well. And I always appreciated that from him.
And on his side of that I guess equation he was going through on whether or not to pursue politics or not, he got his hands on some opposition research, and he said they will attack you, or they will attack me for being friends with the Part of My Take guys. And never once did it occur to Matt to distance himself or anything like that. He's like, I still love you guys. I'll still defend you. Come on Kentucky Sports Radio once a year. I like this relationship. So he's a loyal guy. He's not going to turn his back because his back's against the wall.
Yeah, this is actually turning into a sappy Matt Jones segment, but it's a great point because we've had through the course of our podcast and when we were on TV for one episode, we've had people who we thought were our friends not be our friends and not defend us. And Matt Jones is the opposite. He's someone who has always defended us and never been ashamed of his relationship with us. And as you get older and you realize that there are a lot of people that will be nice to your face but not nice when you're out of the room, it's guys like Matt Jones who are the authentic guys who you got to hold on to those guys because those are the real ones.
Yeah, whenever Matt needs a favor, we are there for him.
Yeah, Shannon, is this disgusting?
I'm like, nice. Come on, should we go to a break now and end this now?
Okay, all right. So right now, Matt, right now, Matt's listening. He's probably crying, and he's on his yacht with Greta Thunberg, and they're sailing across the Atlantic Ocean right now, and he's listening on satellite radio. And so, Matt, just know that everything that we just said about you, we were just saying because you pay us, what is it this year, like $500,000 to host Kentucky Sports Radio
for 2 hours
each year. So
yeah, I think it works out to like something like $10,000 a minute.
Mm-hmm. Well worth it.
You just cut me in a little bit.
Yeah, we can cut you in a little.
Okay, all right.
Wet the beak. All right, let us take our last break. When we come back, we'll do a couple more calls, and then we'll send everyone on their way, and we'll see you next year. So let's take a break.
Kentucky Sports Radio is brought to you by Manscaped. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce that smooth sack summer is officially upon us. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're groomed from pubes to bum. Thanks to our friends at Manscaped, you can make this season your smoothest yet. The Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 Ultra has everything you need to prepare that summer bod. Every man knows how scary it can get when going for a close shave below the belt. That's why I trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas. Inside this package, you will find the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, their 5th generation trimmer, has 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, a new foil blade for go smooth wherever your heart desires. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. The travel bag is actually incredible. I just packed it for my vacation. Great travel bag, and they're thrown in for free along with the Manscaped Boxers, also for free. That's when you buy the Performance Package 5.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code PMT at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with the code PMT at manscaped.com.
Okay, let's wrap up the show with Fyre Fest. Henry?
Yes.
What is your Fyre Fest of the week?
I mean, we can kind of recap the beer games. My Fyre Fest is pretty much all beer games related.
Mm-hmm.
The hangover that it caused me has set me back maybe lifetimes, maybe years have fallen off my life.
You have a terminal hangover?
I have so far. It's been 2 rough days. Like yesterday was rough, but the first day's
what happened yesterday?
Yesterday I was just really, really hungover. We had to travel. We got to the airport. I left my wallet in the Uber. We had to wait.
Okay, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. I'll explain what happened yesterday. Yesterday we had to work. We had to travel to Cincinnati to interview Joe Burrow, which is coming out Monday, July 8th, when we're back from break. Just another reminder, we're going on break this week. We'll have Dungeons & Dragons on Monday. We'll have our Dingers Only draft with Gunnar Henderson join the show quickly before on Wednesday, and we'll also update any NBA free agency that show day, and then Joe Burrow on that Monday. So we all were very hungover from beer games.
Mm-hmm.
Beer games was a lot of fun. I'm happy with my retirement. It was a lot of fun to hang out with the boys. The hangover and the getting beat up in the pool was not as much fun.
The hangover anxiety is the worst part.
Yeah.
I get tremendously anxious the morning after, and it's gotten so bad that now I give myself a pre-hangover before I start drinking. So before I start drinking, I think to myself, oh my God, I'm going to be so hungover the next day. I'm going to have all this anxiety. Then that gives me anxiety going into it.
Yeah.
So it's like just thinking about drinking now gives me anxiety, but I still love it.
Yeah. It was fun. Like, it was fun hanging out with the boys. I did want to go home around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but that's just that could have been at a bar down the street from my house, and I would have been like, I'm ready to go home. So it was fun. You had fun, Max?
Yeah, it was very, very fun. We were talking a lot of shames on it before, but looking back, it was great.
It was great.
It
was great. Like, second with the boys.
The second I showed up and Waka Flocka was in the building, I was like, this is going to be the best day ever. And it was.
Shout out David Bakhtiari. I know we said it on Wednesday. He's the man. So is Graham Glasgow. So is Quentin Nelson. Yeah. They're all, like, everyone was awesome.
The boys. It really was.
It was.
It was the boys.
It was the boys hanging
Everyone
out.
there was the boy.
Having a great day.
Saw Chris Long.
Chris Long, who we love.
Dr. Fax.
Yeah. All of it was a blast. But so the one part that wasn't a blast was waking up the next day super hungover in Nashville, having to go to Cincinnati. Hank woke up. We got like an hour of Hank energy at lunch. Then we got to the airport.
You know, when we burned the Hank energy, we went out to lunch, and that place had a line. And then we had to turn back and abandon that lunch plan. And at that point, Hank switched.
Yeah.
The first inconvenience, he was like, well, I tried.
Oh, we got to go to Gumbo Bros.
He had like good hyper, like I'm okay energy for the first hour of the day. And then from that moment on, he just was a zero. Because we got to the airport, we get ready to our pilot. Yes, we flew private. I know that sounds crazy, but we had to go Nashville, Cincy to Chicago, all within like a 5-hour spot. But we're sitting there ready to go, and our pilot's like, all right, here we ready to go. Let's get on the plane. And Hank stands up. He's like, I don't have my wallet. He had left his wallet in the Uber to the airport. That delayed us like 45 minutes. Really had no remorse.
He made it our problem, actually.
Yeah, he kind of was just like, whatever, guys.
That's not true. I just went and hid outside.
Yeah.
I acted like I was like going to do anything outside, but I just didn't want to deal with you guys staring daggers at me. So I just went and sat outside.
Then slept on the flight, slept on the bus ride to the Joe Burrow interview. kind of slinked around at the Joe Burrow interview was just.
I gave Hank an hour and a half to give me one question for Joe Burrow.
The question got the people. The question, the banter that came out of this question.
Tremendous banter. I can't wait to release that question. We'll make a clip of this.
We should not preface it with that I said it in the interview, and people will be like, the best question in the interview is probably.
No, we'll make a clip out of this, and then we'll attach it to the actual question. Let's see if it. We'll let the people decide if it gets the banter going. But I asked Hank for one question for Joe Burrow an hour and a half before the interview. I checked in with him after 45 minutes. I was like, do you have a question? Hank was like, I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing to add. But you did get one to me eventually. But we determined that what the real issue was, what's at the core of Hank's surliness, is that he's had such a great last 2 weeks that now he can't get excited about anything anymore. If it's not him having an all-time life experience, Hank will just not be happy at all. You've been spoiled. The last 2 weeks have spoiled you, Hank.
It was literally the first day that he wasn't just winning something.
It was the first day that
I opt out.
The first day that one of his heroes didn't ask him to come hang out.
Yeah.
And he's like, this stinks. I'm just hanging out with my coworkers.
No, I'm old and the hangovers hit differently. You guys battled through. I tried to and I lost the battle. But my Fyre Fest was going to be, and it'll probably be in PMTV, I think. But people probably saw the screenshots in the video. Max, Big Cat, PFT, Will, and Taylor were roughhousing in the pool, and like they had Max in a chokehold, and you guys were trying to defend him. And
we were all defending each other. PFT came to my defense. I came to Max's defense. Max came to PFT's defense. It was basically like a great reminder that when the chips are down, the boys will have each other's back.
And I saw the cameras rolling. I was kind of, I was joking. Also, didn't want to get, assaulted, and I was like laughing, being, had my hands up, my feet up, and then I waited for Will to take his hands off of Max, and as a joke was like, hey, whoa, to kind of, take credit for helping out, and Will was still very hyped up and then just took me and basically waterboarded me for 10 minutes. So I actually got what was coming to me.
You did.
Worse than anyone else. I looked like a ghost, a bald ghost, just getting rinsed.
Max, get in there. Get out of here! Get out of here! This is over. I can go on. Hold on. They drew it in with us. Everyone
I was right there. No one touches my team. I don't know. Was Max getting fucked up? And I also can't chug beers.
Yeah.
Which I
love having you around. I love having you around.
Yeah, I was happy I got the invite in, but I knew I was not going to be able to compete. And then I think the most viral clips from the beer games were me not being able to chug, and then me and Will like waterboarding me.
Yeah.
And those got around. I heard back about it. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
What did we expect showing up to this? Because I don't think we actually expected to win. I just want to have a
You
good
guys
time.
thought you were going to win.
No, I wanted to
Yep.
compete. And I knew that, I'm not a good chugger either.
I actually beat PFT, but no one saw that.
I can drink all day.
Yeah.
Max and I would have been third if we were a team.
I beat you
off.
I beat you by a second, Hank.
Interesting.
Per Jersey Jerry.
Hank, I love having you around and being part of the team, because what happens is whenever yesterday I joked if we had a plus minus for pardon my take, you were like a minus 26 in 4 minutes played.
I stepped in, committed 3 turnovers, and airballed a shot, and then subbed out for the rest of the game.
It wasn't just that you were having a bad day. You were blaming us for your bad day.
Yeah, that's what Hank does whenever he gets in that mood. He goes, I could have just not come. He just tries to disinvite himself from everything.
It's our fault.
It's like, no, I want you here. I love you.
We walked into the Joe Burrow interview, which was a body armor shoot, and I walked in. Hank was behind me. We get inside. I noticed that the first thing I noticed about Hank is he's carrying a big water bottle of a competing sponsor to body.
I was on the bus. I wasn't thinking.
In the body armor.
I wasn't in the right state of mind.
And then when we told him about that, then he blamed me for not telling him not to bring that in there.
Well, no, I got yelled at, and then PFT was like, I saw that. I was like, you didn't say something to me? You're like, no, I just watched you do it.
No, I was in front of you. So you're still doing it. You're still blaming me.
Well, because I got a stern talking to from one of our coworkers, and she was like, put that bottle away right now. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm so dumb. And PFT's like, yeah, I saw that. I was like, you could have said something.
Well, I saw it as you put the bottle away.
It's so
Again, my fault, Hank. For
no, it's fine.
We should not have brought you on the trip.
Yeah, I was a minus. It's fine.
Good guy though.
Thanks.
Oh, Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Hank. I love having him around, even when he submits a minus 26 in 4 minutes played.
I think I was a plus overall on the trip. I was probably close to even.
Yeah, I mean, you getting told that you were. That was the other part that we forgot. It might be in PMTV. Which has our whole trip, but Hank was late to the airport on Monday night, and he was like, I might miss the flight. And that was when I found out that Roan was sick and that I offered up Hank's services to compete. And I deliberately waited till he got to the gate to tell him that he was competing, because I know that if I had told him when he was in his Uber, he would have just pretended that he didn't make it in time. His face dropped. He was so mad.
Well, and it's true. Like I had the Yak Case race. I was fucked up for 3 days after that. The parade, I was fucked up still, basically going to the airport.
Yeah, it's been
and
a
so
long
I was
week.
like, it wasn't that I didn't want to play it. And once I started playing, I was having a blast. But I was like, once you told me like you're in the beer games, I was not ready for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I basically had 3 of the most drunk I've ever been in the past like 5 years in the past week.
Yeah, no, I was
with July 4th coming up.
I was saying to someone, I think I drank more beer in the last 7 days than I have in like the last 2 years. Yeah. It's a lot.
I think Hank said that he's retiring. He's done drinking effective at the end of July.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I was like, I got to take a break.
And
after July.
But then's August.
Labor Day.
I know. Well, usually I wait till September, but it's like we've had a really early start.
Yeah, we did.
You're not gonna have any beer on Grit Week?
No, but I need to take a break, like maybe like a weekend or something.
Yeah, take a weekend.
Like
off.
just don't drink on a Saturday. Yeah. Okay, PFT.
Okay, yeah, my Fyre Fest is also that I stink at chugging, but I knew that I stink at chugging. I've never been able to chug, so I knew that was going to be a bad category for us, but I feel like me and Big Cat responded well in some other events.
3 beers is a lot. The listeners, people, it's like golf. It's like everyone's a pro, but like...
Well, no, I mean, Max and I are pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 beers is a lot for just a normal person, for an average person.
8.19 seconds.
Yeah.
Chugging 3 beers.
Goat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we? Is this passing the torch moment right now?
I guess Taylor would be throat goat. He did it in 5 seconds.
Yeah. He's hanging out with Jeffree Star. He said.
It's insane.
So that's one of my Fyre Fests. The other is that, so it's also airport related. We get to the airport on, what day was that? Monday night to fly out, and security it's a very long line going through there. Usually it's pretty smooth, at least if you have clear, not to brag, pay for a clear subscription. It's TSA pre-check on steroids. Turns out it's actually not, because sometimes they shut the clear down and you can't even use that. My Fyre Fest is more that I've been meaning to get TSA pre-check for the last 15 years of my life. And it involves making an appointment and then going to the appointment, usually during business hours. And then you just have to like answer some questions. And then they just say, okay, your airport experience is going to be 20 times better from here on out. And I still haven't done it.
You guys were living off my TSA pre-check for a while, because whenever we booked together, you would get it automatically, which seems like a really weird loophole.
Yeah, you're cool. That means that all your friends
are cool.
Too.
Yeah.
But no, it's not necessarily that. It's just that usually clears pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But there's 2 or 3 times a year where the clear does nothing to help.
Yeah.
Or if you go to a specific airport that doesn't have it. So I am traveling internationally, which is going to be, I can already tell that they're probably not going to have clear in Greece. So that will be an issue for me. But it's just about getting pre-check and then going to that appointment.
It takes like 20 minutes.
I know. And
it's the best thing I've ever done.
It's you know what? I'm going to declare it right now. I'm never going to do it.
Okay.
I'm never going to be a pre-check guy, just because I know myself, and going to an appointment, there's probably an email involved in it too that you have to click on. This is just not.
Then you get it and you just have it forever.
It's just not my thing.
Shout out to my dad. When I lived in Boston, so it was that long ago, he got me TSA as like a gift, but the appointment window was like 8 to 12 months ahead.
Yeah.
And so I never ended up going to it, and I never have it.
Okay, so here's
Wait, so
but shout out to my dad. Well, he tried.
Yeah.
It was a good, kind gesture. I wasn't going to schedule an interview for 12 months from now. I didn't know what I was doing in a week.
Yeah, here's the moment I knew I would never get TSA pre-check. Right after
it's easier now.
Right after I got to Chicago, I went to a place, and it's like TSA pre-check while you wait. I drove there, walked in the door, talked to the person at the front, and they said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "I didn't know that you had to make an appointment." They said, "Yeah, you do. If you just walk in right now, it's about a 2.5 hour wait." So I left, and at that point, that's my shot.
Yeah,
I took my shot at it.
Yeah, and it's over.
I can't do it again. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it is nice having TSA pre-check, except for when the only time it sucks is when I have clear and TSA pre-check when they don't have the two separate lines. So sometimes I'll show up and you'll do clear, and then they'll walk me past everyone in the TSA pre-check line.
Yeah,
I'll cut everyone, and that's always a weird feeling.
You get the plus.
Yeah.
What usually happens to me after going through clear, they usually take my bag out anyways, and then I have like my microphone and a computer in there if I'm going on a vacation or a trip, and I have to have it in case we podcast. And then they look at me and they say, "Oh, are you in a band?" And then I have to say, "No, I'm a podcaster."
Yeah.
I have to clarify that.
Yeah. All right, my Fyre Fest is it's similar to Hank's. My brain is empty. It's been a long 8 days. Also, I miss the Sphere. I don't think my life's ever going to be the same. I got to get back. Everything just seems like there's been multiple times where I've just been sitting and being like, man, I wish I was at the Sphere right now.
It sounds like the Sphere is quite a trip. It sounds like the Sphere is better than real life. It's like you're experiencing the Avatar syndrome.
Yes, correct.
Where people go to see Avatar and then they get depressed when they leave because the world is an Avatar.
That's exactly how I feel.
What if they played Avatar in the Sphere?
It would rock. Anything would be cool.
That'd be heaven.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just not the same life. Max, Fyre Fest?
I do have one, but we don't have to talk about it.
Oh, okay, good. That's good podcasting.
Well, I don't know if I do, I don't even do Fyre Fest.
Yeah, no, you do now. Get ready to learn Fyre Fest, buddy.
We've had like a really busy past couple weeks, and I was doing a really good job of working out every day and like trying to eat healthy during the week. And the past couple weeks, you go through some of the footage from beer games. I'm feeling fat, like fat as fuck.
Beer
right
games,
now.
I don't know how it happened, but every time I turned around, another piece of your Jason Kelce jersey was gone.
And the funniest part is that you kept it.
Yeah.
Oh,
like you ripped that jersey up to shreds to the point where it's basically like a
it was
caddy
a poncho.
bib. Yeah, it was like a caddy. No, not even a poncho. It was just a caddy bib.
It looked like a dog got a hold of it and tore it up, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna wear it anyways."
And then you're like, "I'm gonna hold on to it." Like,
but if we ever do the beer games again, I would have to wear it again.
You'd have to wear it again.
You know what it looked like? It got so bad at the end that it looked like a jersey you would wear because it's your lucky jersey, and you're never giving it up. So you're like, "I have to put this on. I know it looks like shit, but I gotta wear it."
Yeah.
Max, you also had a moment that we should probably address during beer games where who came up to you and said, "I can't believe Jason Kelce got here"? Who was that?
That was Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari
was in.
He's the man, but he came up to Max and was like, "Wow, I thought Jason Kelce wasn't going to be here," and Max didn't think he was joking.
Well, it was the way he worded it. It was the way he worded it.
Well, how'd he word it?
He was like, "I want you to know," it would be like, "Yo, like big fan. I've been following." Like,
you think Dave Bakhtiari would go up to Kelce and say, "Big fan"?
Well, that's what he said, and he was like, "I love what you and your brother are doing." I'm like, "Well, I don't know what that means." None of this went through my head, and he was like, and I was like, "Shit, dude, like, why are you?" I was like, "That's crazy that you're coming up to me like a fucking idiot," and then And then he was like, "Yeah, Jason, right?" I was like, "Oh my God, you're talking about Jason Kelce." I thought you were saying that you were a fan of myself, which is so embarrassing for me to think. And then I just kept like hitting it, like slapping him on the arm. I was like, that was a good one. I don't know. I turned around and got out of the conversation as quickly as possible because I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know what was striking to me is because there were so many big dudes at Beer Olympics, just a ton of offensive linemen. And they all look like they're in much better shape than us.
Yeah.
So it's like stereotypically you think linemen, you think big fat guys.
I feel like that's old O-line.
These guys, yeah.
Like the new age of O-linemen are all ripped.
They're all in great shape.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part of going to beer games, too, because I always just – size is age to me. So, like, I was talking to a couple guys. Who is it? Zach? Who's the guy on the Eagles now?
Trevor Keegan.
Trevor Keegan and Zach, who got drafted, I think, was it Zach Minter?
That was another thing.
Michigan man.
I got outed as not being a ball knower by him.
Yeah, that was very bad. But they both got drafted. They're both bigger guys because they're offensive linemen, and I'm just thinking in my head, like, you're big, you're at least 35. They're like 22.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it.
Yeah, I felt like I was a different species.
It was not Zach Minter. I'm thinking of a bear. What the fuck am I thinking of? Who's the guy who was? All right, we who knows? Draft picks, Michigan draft picks. Who were we talking to? Who was your guy? Who was your guy?
The Eagles guy?
Yeah,
Trevor Keegan.
Trevor Keegan,
Michigan.
Awesome dude.
He was like, "You're such a big Eagles fan. Who am I?"
Trevor
like,
Keegan, awesome dude. And I want to shout out the other guy because I'm fucking this up. Oh, Zach Zinter. Yes, Zach Zinter, also awesome dude. Plays for the Browns now. They're both like 23 years old.
Large humans.
And they could kick our ass in beer games and in life. We got to get back to Ariane, though. He is the guy. He was the fact that he got Max in a blender like that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good show, boys. Great show. Reminder, Monday, Dungeons & Dragons. Wednesday, Dingers Only. Joe Burrow the following Monday, so there'll be no Friday show. We're taking the 4th of July week off, as we always do. Numbers.
8.
30.
20. This is the one.
3.
This is the one.
56.
Number 3. 99 pug.
What a way to send you off, Max, if you get this.
Send me off of what?
It's the 4th of July week.
Oh, yeah. Thought I was getting cooked. Nope.
Damn.
46. 46.
I said that last show.
Love you guys.